What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, Facebook? I appreciate you guys so much. First off, I want to say happy Thanksgiving. Thank you guys so much. I'll say what I'm grateful for once people come in. But the story I want to talk about today, I didn't know I was going to do it on Thanksgiving, but I was kind of bored and, finished doing my Black Friday stuff. And Casey Neistat, he's a big YouTuber. I remember him back in the day. He's been one of the biggest YouTubers for a while now. He was complaining about getting robbed in Los Angeles, and Seth Rogen, the comedy guy that I've always liked his movies, he chimed in and was basically just like making excuses for robbery. He's like, "That's fine." Like, I'm gonna read his quotes, but he's just like, he's more upset that somebody's complaining about robbery than the fact that his city's filled with robbery. And that's why we're gonna, the topic of the day is Seth Rogen's a loser, and he's the type of neighbor that you don't want, right? You don't want a neighbor that's like, yeah, theft is cool, dude. Dude, I was in Pineapple Express, dude. So it's like cool if like your car gets broke. I mean, it's not a big deal, man. It's like, shut up, loser. You're exactly who nobody wants to live around. So that's what we're going to talk about. God bless you, Casey Neistat. I'm sorry you have to live around these losers. You got a lot of money. Maybe it's time to move out of Los Angeles. I want to say what I'm grateful for real quick. I just want to say I got these hats, obviously, and the shirts on dreamrare.com. My whole life, I thought Black Friday was a scam. I still kind of think it is because in my head, I'm always asking questions. Are they really giving me this price? Should I really go, get in arguments with people over a flat screen TV? Or are they just like lowering the prices and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they like put it high and then they put it low. I always feel like they're sneaky with the sales because I've worked in sales and like they pretend like it's really high. Oh, it's $20, but today it's $10. It's $10 every day. They just say that to generate revenue. Long story short, I've never really participated in it, buying or selling, but I have dreamrare.com. Everything on my site is 20% off. It's a real sale. You could look at the prices from last week to this week. Nothing has changed. So the promo code is 3 days only, all one word, 3 days only. It's a real sale. The hats are always at that price, the t-shirts, everything, and 20% off everything. I was looking at the things. I've never done this. I might sell out. I might play myself and lose thousands of dollars, but it's all right. I appreciate it. I know shipping's high on my site, and we ship it all out, made in the USA. You get it. So enjoy the sale, and I appreciate you guys. Real quick before I start, I want to say what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for a lot of things. My family. I'm grateful for you, a platform. I'm a very grateful person, but I want to say the most grateful thing, I was thinking about it today because I wasn't able to see my family on Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, every year I live on the other coast. My family does. So I was like, I picked Christmas. I love Christmas. I can't really go back and forth for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I usually don't get back for Thanksgiving. But I want to say thank you guys so much for watching, supporting, sharing the videos. That's allowed me, one of my favorite things about this, it's allowed me a flexible schedule. And nobody in my family, everybody works. I'm the only one with a flexible schedule. So because of you guys, because of your support, and because of the work that I put in and people enjoying it, I've been able to see my family a lot over the past couple of years that I might not have been able to do if I had to work a normal job. I remember when I had a normal job, they never wanted to give me a week off, 2 weeks off. Now I could go see my family for a month, 2 months, 3 months. So I'm grateful for that because I'll be able to see my family next month for like an entire month, and that's exciting. So thank you guys for that. All right, let's get into the story. Casey Neistat, big YouTuber, he tweets on Twitter. He says, someone said, what's the promo code? It's in the comments. It's 3 days only, all one word. 3 days only, lowercase or uppercase, 3 days only, one word. You got it. All right. Casey Neistat, a big YouTuber, he tweeted, he said, so our cars got, and I apologize, I think I'm going to curse this live stream. I hate to do it, but I got to read what happened. So I think they curse. So I'm probably going to curse. Just warnings if your kids are watching. It might happen because I'm just trying to tell the story accurately. Casey Neistat said, so our cars got robbed this morning because Los Angeles is a crime-riddled third world shithole of a city. But tremendous appreciation and gratitude to the hardest working officers at the LAPD West LA, who not only arrested the motherfucker, but they got all of our stolen goods back. Based. you know, Casey Neistat voted for Trump. That's not a Biden voter then. I'm going to read his tweet again. I didn't realize it was that funny. Base department, Casey calling. No, I'm just oh man. I mean, he was in the zone. All right. Casey said, so our cars got robbed this morning because Los Angeles is a crime-riddled third world shithole of a city. Keep in mind, this guy's one of the biggest YouTubers. All his friends are probably liberals. But tremendous appreciation and gratitude to the hardest working officers, the PD West LA, who not only arrested the motherfucker, but they got all our stolen goods back. Seth Rogen, this is so stupid. It looks like a parody, but I checked to make sure it was real. Seth Rogen chimes in. And he says, "Dude, I've lived here for over 20 years. You're nuts. Haha. It's lovely here. Don't leave anything valuable in it. It's called living in a big city." I'm going to do that voice for Seth Rogen because I feel like that's what he sounds like. He's like, "Don't worry about it, bro. It's cool, dude." Casey Neistat said, "I could still be mad though, right? I feel so violated." Seth Rogen said, You could be mad, but I don't personally view my car as an extension of myself, and I've never really felt violated any of the 15 or so times my car was broken into. Once a guy accidentally left a cool knife in my car, so if it keeps happening, you might get a little treat. What a piece of trash loser this guy is. Seth Rogen, you are such a loser, dude. I used to like your movies. I used to be, yeah, Pineapple Express, what a cool guy. You're such a pathetic loser, bro. Imagine being a grown man that's this pathetic. Loser. It's like, dude, my car got broken into 15 times, man. It's freaking dope, dude, because I got a knife one time, bro. It's like, go F yourself, you pathetic trash human being. Yeah, dude, 15 times, you might get a knife in your car. So Casey Neistat responds to this idiot, and he says, "I didn't get any treats. He just took the decorations for my daughter's 7th birthday party and left bloody handprints. Serious question. How do you get your car broken into 15 times?" Seth Rogen says, "I lived in West Hollywood for 20 years and parked on the street. Also, it sucks your shit was stolen, but LA is not some shithole city. As far as big cities go, it has a lot going for it." What a loser. Do I got anything else? Yeah, I guess that's it for that. So it's like this dude is like complaining. He's like, "Dude, I got my car broken into," and Seth Rogen's like, "It's not that bad, bro." He's like, "I got my car broken into 15 times. I got a knife," because it's like, dude, you are exactly what I don't want. They're always like, "Oh, it's racism and sexism and xenophobia and anti-Semitism and climate change." It's like, bro, I don't care what ethnicity somebody is. I just don't want somebody like Seth Rogen to live near me, because who wants like a neighbor in the community where like real men, not Seth Rogen, pathetic loser Rogan, but real men like Casey Neistat or whoever, it's like, hey, we don't want crime. We don't want trash all over the playgrounds. We want our kids to be able to walk around and go to school and not feel violated. I don't want my car broken into, bloody handprints on my kids' decorations. Pretty standard stuff for like any human being. But like Seth Rogen's like, "It's not that bad, bro. Who cares about the blood, dude? Freaking, me. I got a knife one time when my car broken into." It's like, dude, go somewhere else, dude. "Oh no, that's racist, bro. I'm supposed to be here." Okay, then everybody else leave wherever Seth Rogen is, because it's like, who wants this guy as a neighbor? Casey Neistat, bro, you got lots of bread. I looked it up. I'm not trying to get into your net worth, but you know how they have that net worth, Casey Neistat. I'm not saying it's real or not. I'm just saying you got enough money to go somewhere else, bro. LA sucks. You're right. It is a shithole. I love people there. There's some nice areas, but there's shithole people like Seth Rogen that are turning LA into a shithole city. So go, it sounds like you're based, bro. Go to a conservative area. Come to Orange County. Everyone will love you. It's clean. People can play at the parks. There's no trash everywhere. We don't accept it as like normal. It's looked down upon. People like the police like you. Come here, bro. Get out of there. Crazy stuff, dude. It's like Seth Rogen's such a piece of trash. And then he puts on Twitter, he said, "A lot of people come at me and talk shit on Twitter, hoping I'll engage with them publicly and give them attention. But instead, I DM them and tell them to go FUCK themselves privately. It's a lot more fun." So this is his thing. Like whenever anybody's talking trash about him, he like slides in their DMs and tells them to F themselves. There's like dozens of people that are posting that he's like doing that. It's like, that's such a cell phone. I mean, sometimes I argue with people on Twitter and I feel stupid about it. I delete it like 20. Why'd you delete it? Dude, what am I doing? I'm not trying to argue with like one of my supporters. That's like embarrassing. We don't have to agree, but like anytime I've like argued that hard with people, I feel really bad about it. Like this dude's just like DMing. It's like, bro, you're an actor. You were in Pineapple Express, doggy. Like it's not like a cool flex to just be like a piece of trash. And then people are like, "You're a piece of trash." You're like, "Yeah, go F yourself, dude. Yeah, theft and robbery is good. This is no longer like Obama and Biden, like, oh, I voted for this policy. You're like, oh yeah, I voted for this. Oh, it's not a big deal. Whatever. Agree to disagree. I think you're wrong, but you're a decent person at least. Like, you're not a decent person, dude. I don't want to live in the same city as you. I don't want to live in the same county as you. I don't want to live in the same neighborhood as you. Of course, you probably don't have to deal with it in your neighborhood, but oh yeah, getting broken into is dope. Yeah, maybe if you have $20 million and you're a disheveled, disgusting, like devil boy. But if you're like a normal person or you're like middle working class and you get broken into and there's like blood prints on your kids' stuff, it's actually not cool, Seth Rogen. Like, how disgusting of a person and how wealthy do you have to just be like, yeah, that's just dope, dude. For like, you should enjoy it. You should just enjoy this theft. Like, yeah, you piece of garbage. Like, what a horrible person. This is like, I don't care if we don't agree on foreign policy or something. It's like, but that's just not a good person. And back in like, they always talk about neighbor, like thou shalt not steal, love your neighbor. These are like classic things that people always talk about. It's like, that's a bad neighbor. That's why I said that. I've never lived near him, but he's a bad neighbor. Imagine a neighbor that thinks that your car getting broken into is cool. When you move to nice neighborhoods, everybody has like, a male figure in the household or like at least around the neighborhood. And they're like, yo, if anybody steals anything, I'm going to be on their ass. If anybody steals anything, I'm going to be the first one calling the police. Like, that's what neighbors are supposed to do. Like, if you're gone, we're going to watch your house. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep an eye out for the whole neighborhood. Like, that's the type of guy you want in the neighborhood, not Seth Rogen. He's like, dude, did you see Pineapple Express, bro? Did you see Pineapple Express 4, dude? Me and James Franco smoked more weed, bro. We smoked more weed, and then I just sat there and just freaking talked about how it's cool to get knives in your car. It's like, whoa. He's like, everybody likes James Franco. Obviously, nobody really thinks I'm that attractive, but I'm funny, so I can get women. But, James Franco's just, going through, and I'm just sitting there just watching him make. It's like, dude, you're such a loser, dude. I can't believe I used to think Seth Rogen was cool. What a piece of human garbage. Like, it's not because you're liberal. It's not because you voted for Biden. It's because literally you think it's like cool that blood prints are on this guy's like daughter's stuff. This is why LA's gross, by the way. I lived there for 8 years. You go to like every park. It's hard to find a park that you can actually play at. You go to play at a park and it's just like homeless everywhere, trash everywhere, filth everywhere. Like, I lived in Hollywood, like not where these people live in the hills. I live like where the people that don't have money live. They come every couple times a year and they say, guns are bad, bruh. Gun control sucks, dude. And then they put up fences, they build walls so big that you can't even see what they're doing. They literally perform live on Hollywood Boulevard and put up walls so you can't see it. When Justin Timberlake performed, I believe it was for Jimmy Kimmel, they built a wall so high that it's like, we're the plebs. We can't even listen to Justin Timberlake. Like, I can't even get a live performance. We're such pieces. Like, this is who these people are. And then they have people with guns at every corner and they come through and they Pineapple Express, bro. Yeah, gun control's whack. And they got like 100 armed guards at like shutting down Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah, I used to live over there. I know exactly what they do. These idiots come down from the hill. Theft is cool, dude. Worship Satan, Doug. And then they're like, yeah, guns are bad. I just need other stronger men to hold them for me when my disheveled behind comes down here. And then I go back and talk about how it's cool. It's like, these people are such hypocrites and such losers. I'm glad that they're just like publicly showing everybody who they are. Like, bad neighbor, just a bad neighbor. Shame on you, Seth Rogen. You're a loser. Casey Neistat. Get away from losers like this, bro. LA's going downhill. And then you go to like a nicer area and it's like, oh, I remember what a park is supposed to be a place where your kids play. A park is supposed to be a place where you play. A park is supposed to be a place where elderly people walk and stretch in the morning. A park is not supposed to be this disheveled hellhole with a bunch of like zombies sitting there, shooting up heroin, scaring and like raping your women. And then like, nobody can do anything. Like, that's not what a park's supposed to be, Seth Rogen. I know, whatever, dude. I mean, what the freak do you expect? It's like, I guess nothing from you because you're not a real man, but God, everybody's a Nazi who disagrees with me. If you want to be a real man and a good neighbor, you must be a neo-Nazi, bro. Charlottesville, huh? It's like, shut up, loser. What a pathetic guy, man. And I'm glad everybody could see. It's not politics anymore. It really isn't. It's not your classic like disagreements on tax policy. These people are straight up disgusting. Like making excuses for your daughter's stuff getting blood on it and just getting robbed. Like, yeah, that's dude, just shut up about it. This is just leave it alone. It's like let's leave Seth Rogen there and just let him deal with this stuff. I don't know why anybody stays there. I'm gonna answer some questions and hang out for a little while. I'm on a podcast tomorrow. It's called Ryan Long. I don't know if you've seen Ryan Long. He's done some very funny stuff with Danny. It's like the he's done like the woke and the racist sketch that got really big. I was on his podcast and he was telling me he's been doing shows across the country. I went to his show last night too. It was so funny. But he was like, dude, LA sucks. Like he was, he did a show at, I believe it was like the Irvine Improv Center, but which like the whole audience is like conservative and nobody's wearing masks and there's no vaccine check. And I was like, how is LA? And he was like, bro, it's terrible. He was like, it's like as bad or worse than Canada. He was like, everybody's bothering you everywhere. Like he said somebody walked into a Starbucks and was like, hey, I have my vaccine passport. Do I need to show it to anybody? And the chick, like the barista was like, no, you don't have to right now. And he's like, but I want to show it. I'm so proud. I'm such a good boy. It's like, he was just like, bro, like maybe he could be Seth Rogen's new roommate or something. It's like, dude, Los Angeles is like a hellhole. Not just because it's like less safe, disgusting, filled with homelessness, but it's not even fun anymore. The best part about Los Angeles used to be that you could go there and there were like clubs and bars and nightlife and the Lakers and all. Now it's like walking into freaking a World War II camp just to get like a hot dog. You got to freaking dress up like you're role playing Wuhan, for the next like 50 years or whatever. I don't know. They don't even have an expiration date. It's not fun. So there's no reason to go there. Like it's like people are like, you gone there? I'm like, bro, you couldn't pay me $5,000. You want to go to LA? No, keep your money, bro. Invest it in a stock or an NFT or something. But I don't want it. Let me know your thoughts. God bless you. Appreciate y'all. And real quick, just telling you again, someone said I miss Trump, best president ever. We're not even talking about Trump. I'm not trying to be rude, but like people have to get their own personality in their own life. Like I saw so many people. I wasn't even trying to talk about this. We're like, dude, his email gave me life today. It's Thanksgiving. Hang out with your friends or family. If you can't hang out with your friends or family, enjoy a day by yourself. I ate turkey and passed out, but it's like get a personality. I'm not trying to be mean. Like, oh, his email. He's a phony, bro. It's like he's like, America's coming back, and let me just dangle a carrot in front of your face. Like, oh, this is better than stuffing in the Cowboys. Like, whatever. I'm sure it's so stupid, but whatever. Yeah, I miss him so much. It's Thanksgiving. Miss somebody that is important in your family. Like, dude, I miss. Oh man, I miss Jimmy Carter today. It's like, come on, bro. Can we have a day where we don't like just slobber over a former president, or no? Is that built into the stuffing? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be mean, but before I lose half of my following, no, I appreciate y'all. The sale is once again 3 days only, because it's literally 3 days only. I'm being transparent. It's not a fake sale, it's a real sale. Sales are up, but also my profits are down. So I'm gonna make 20% less. That's okay though. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm just kidding. It's fine. 3 days only. Someone said I like the new anomaly. I can't say it's like a new thing. I've been saying this since like April. It's just people act like I just said it yesterday. It's all good. I just like to crack jokes about it. But it's like I didn't even say the word about the guy. And people are like, oh, I miss him so much. I miss my baby Trump. I miss him. I miss him so much. I'm like, bro, I didn't even say his name one time. Who's talking about him? Like what? He just like sends out an email and he's like, Patriots, I'm gonna do something sometime. I know I didn't, but I will. And people are like, oh my gosh, I feel alive again. I was feeling down. If that's what it takes to make your spirits go up, let them go up, baby. We love a good optimistic time. I'm just like, I don't know, like what is that what does it for people? Like, oh yeah, he's coming. I just gotta wait 4 more years. Oh my gosh, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like, come on, guys, I feel bad, but it's fun. It is funny. I feel like sometimes I just turn it into like a comedy routine where if you yell at the stage, then I like yell back. But whatever. Someone said you have really low spirits tonight. Sorry, we're having a blast, Ellie. I don't agree with what you said, so you have low spirits. Everybody's laughing hysterically except for me because I don't like your jokes, so now I'm going to passively aggressively say your spirits are low when they're clearly high. Yeah! Good one. Oh, yeah. You're crushing, lady. God bless you. God bless your family. I hope the mashed potatoes were better than your attitude. Someone said, is the beanie already sold out? Yeah, it's sold out. I apologize. It's sold out, and I don't want to change. I like that beanie. I had 6 different beanies made in the USA. I tried them all on. It was like the porridge. This one's too hot. This one's too cold. This one's too small. This one's too big. That one was the perfect one. So my guy, he told me, he said, hey, we can get other hats and you could sell them, make a lot of money. I said, no, it's okay. I want that hat. I'm a spoiled bear. Like the 3 little bears. I want that hat. So it's sold out until I can get that exact hat or one that I like the same. How's my Thanksgiving? It was cool. Honestly, it's not a top 5 Thanksgiving for me, but unfortunately, I can't see my family on Thanksgiving because I could, but it's a lot of flights or a lot of trips. So I usually go for Christmas. What I'm doing is I'm going to see my family for over a month. So I got to take some hits now and see them in December. So it was cool, but I kind of just ate a lot and passed out, to be honest. I fell asleep for 3 hours, which is always fun. I'm a typical American. I'm a stereotypical American. I like to eat a lot. I like to watch football and I like to fall asleep. So you could say it was a pretty good day. Someone quoted me saying, I hope the mashed potatoes were better than your attitude. Sally, God bless you. Sorry, I can't take a joke. Eliana, God bless you in Australia. People say bye like you can't just click the X button. I feel bad, but it's like people will like act like they're leaving for like an hour and a half. Like it's equivalent if like the doors open, and I'm like, all right, have a good day, God bless you. And you're like, I'm leaving. I'm gonna leave this place. And I'm like, okay, if you want to. You're like, oh no, I'm going. I'm leaving. I am leaving. I am leaving this. I am leaving this live stream. This chat. I'm out. And I'm like, okay. I'm sorry, but I'll see you. And then like it's like an hour later, and they pop up, and they're like, Trump really did the most that he could do. And I'm like, what? Like, and then like an hour later, the same day, they're like, dude, you realize if he didn't sell the vaccine, that the left wing was going to call him a Nazi. You get that? And I'm like, I thought you were leaving. You don't have to, but people act like I'm chaining them to this live stream. They're like, this is not what I want on my Thanksgiving morning. And I'm like, no one asked you to come. I mean, I appreciate that you're here. I'm not going to act like I can do a show by myself. Like, clearly you're part of it too. But like, people are like, oh man, this is so bad. This is so bad. I had some guy, for some reason he thinks I'm Jewish. I'm not. God bless my Jewish brothers and sisters. I'm not Jewish, but he keeps calling me like a Jew, and I'm not, but whatever. But anyway, he keeps like retweeting my stuff. Like he just called me like a Jewish Jack Posobiec, and I don't even know what he's talking about because I don't know Jack Posobiec and I'm not Jewish, but like he's retweeting my like promo sale for my like clothes. So he's like, oh yeah, Jack Posobiec Stein. And I'm like, and he has like a decent following. I was gonna block him, but I'm like, if he's gonna promote my freaking clothes, like I've never been so mad at somebody that I just promote their clothing line. You're like, screw you, man. Here, let me retweet your clothing line to my thousands of followers. I'm like, okay. I gotta find this guy. I don't know. He hates me on Twitter, but I think he called me Jack Posobiec Jr. Get a job or something. Tony Wingbat. He's got a picture of like a Sopranos character with like a do-rag on his face or something. I don't know. I'm like, oh yeah, bro, you're really crushing the elites, dude. Just a few more retweets on my clothing line. You're really gonna crack the top of the pyramid, bro. Whatever. It's funny. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate you. God bless you, Stephen, on Facebook. I see you. Sheridan said, please touch on Australia's indigenous being forced. I mentioned it. I did a whole video on Michael Gunner. So I have a video. I can't say I'm the most knowledgeable about it because it's not my country, but I did what I could do. I said what I knew. And the rest of it, I don't know that much. I think Maria Z seems to know more, people in Australia. I don't know if Avi Yamini's talking about it, but I know out of Australia, he seems to be someone who's always on the ground. Someone said running a comedy set tonight. Well, it's Thanksgiving. I'm trying to have a fun time. So someone's like, "You're low spirits. You're low spirit." I'm like, I'm having a blast. I don't. It's Thanksgiving. I'm not trying to like give people the burden of the world. People are just trying to watch the Cowboys and hang out. I'm not trying to come with some crazy, deep stuff that's gonna piss people off. It's Thanksgiving, or else I wouldn't be here. What happened to Larry? I don't even know who's Larry. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Nina. So we said people still watch football. I support watching football on Thanksgiving. It's probably not a good idea to watch it for like 12 hours every day, but I enjoy taking one day and being a sleepy American. I like turkey, stuffing. Oh, turkey's not that good. Put some gravy on it. Shut up. Oh, it's not that good. Yeah, whatever. With gravy, it's good. Oh, the dry turkey, put gravy on it. It's not dry anymore. Gravy, turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, all of it. I like it all. Football, fall asleep. It's a good time. You can't do it every day. If you did it every day, you'd be 1,000 pounds and you'd get nothing done. But Thanksgiving, why not? Someone did something sometime. Pilgrims, I don't know, something. Musketeers. I'm here for the gravy. I pretend like I'm like, yeah. They're like, it's a shame that Christopher Columbus did that. And I'm like, listen, I'm just here for the gravy, okay? I don't want to get into specifics. Someone said prime rib with truffle sauce every year. Okay. Listen, if you bring prime rib to the table, I don't think with some truffle sauce, that sounds like a very well thought out dish. Good job. Kathy said my gravy was bomb. God bless you, Kathy. I love some gravy. Let's be honest. Someone said cool shirt. Thank you. I made it myself. Not literally, but I created the design. Someone said, "Are you saying fat people are lazy? Ha ha ha, just busting your balls," said Robert. No, because there's some fat people that have a better work ethic than I do. But I'm just saying, if you literally eat every day and watch football every day, like if every day was Thanksgiving and you ate like it was Thanksgiving, then you would just be fat. That's all I'm saying. That's not even like a fat shaming. I'm just saying, like, if every day was Thanksgiving, this seems like a Vice episode. It's like a Vice episode. They're like, "Hey, my name is Bill Walters." It's like them trying to frame right wingers as like bad. He's like, "Hey, my name's Bill Walters." He's like, "As a kid, I always loved Thanksgiving." He's like, "My parents were mean to me, so once I got older, I just every day's Thanksgiving to me." And they're like, "What do you mean every day is Thanksgiving?" He's like, "I eat a lot every day." And he's just like 1,000 pounds. He's like, "In order to stay happy, I just pretend like every day's Thanksgiving and I eat, 5 meals a day." They're like, "Bro, you got to stop." He's like, I can't stop though." That's when it's gone too far. But if you limit it to, one day a week, one day a year, you'll probably be fine. But you can't every day can't be Thanksgiving. Someone said, "I want to throw a burrito at a dinosaur." What? Who said that? Jamie said, "I want to throw a burrito at a dinosaur." Bro, are you Seth Rogening over there, bro? Throw a burrito at a dinosaur. You must be off that Seth Rogen Pineapple Express, doggy, because I don't know what type of turkey did you eat, my man? You had that THC turkey? You got that Colorado turkey where they put it. That was a crazy thing to me because edibles are just too much. But in general, like, okay, like if you're eating edibles, it's one thing. But people try to be like entrepreneurs, like, bro, edibles, you're gonna want THC omelets, and I'm like, no, I don't. And I'm like, I guess somebody wants that, but like, you can't just. It's like, dude, coffee's so good, we got to put caffeine in your freaking burgers. It's like, dude, no, You know what I'm saying? Like nobody thinks that way with anything else. Like, dude, caffeine is really popular. Like, yeah, it's dope, man. It's like, dude, what if we put it in your milkshakes too? And your freaking, what if we put it in your eggs? And you're like, that's a little too much. With THC, I feel like that's how they did it. They're like, dude, we got to do THC soups and marijuana pizza shops. And I was like, you actually don't have to do that. You actually shouldn't do that. But I think that guy probably is an entrepreneur and he's probably eating a lot of THC food. So he's like, you know, you get 5 THC, CBD pizza slices deep, and you start talking about throwing burritos at dinosaurs. As long as you don't act like degenerate Seth Rogen afterwards, as long as you're a good neighbor, I don't care what you do. That's on you. Just don't make excuses for theft and robbery. That's lame. Especially as like a grown man. How old is that dude? Like I'm 32 and he's like in his 40s or 50s. It doesn't matter, but I'm like you're in your 50s or 40s and you're like making excuses for theft on a guy who got his car robbed with his daughter's stuff in it. Like Seth Rogen is such a loser. It's crazy. Like I don't care how much he smokes. It's like just stop being such a loser. And make anyway. Thank you, Luz. I appreciate you. God bless you. I know luz means light in Espanol. God bless you. Someone said, I drink a little poppy seed tea. Listen, whatever you got to do. I don't know much about the poppy seeds. I know. Can I say your name correctly? I guess Simeon. Is it Simeon Snow? I appreciate you. Happy Thanksgiving. I try my best, my man. Someone said I grow pop. Well, listen, keep the poppies to yourself. I'm not trying to get this is sounding like an Afghanistan field out here. I didn't mean to turn it into that, but appreciate y'all. Someone said I've never had a good tasting duck. I don't mess with the ducks. I don't know why. Do you want duck soup? No, duck burrito. I'm good. Somebody wants it, but Seth Rogen's 39 still. It's like, bro, I don't care if he hangs out and parties all day. I'm not going to judge him. I'm just saying, just stop making excuses for like the theft of your neighbors. That's super lame. If he wants to just be like, I'm rich, I'm a cool, like that's fine, whatever. But if he's like, theft is good, bro. I got my car broken into 15 times. You're like, loser, loser. It's like a loser alarm. Loser, loser, loser. And then points to him. Bam, 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 bam. He's like, what's that alarm, dude? Is that the smoke alarm? No, it's the loser alarm. You're a loser, Seth. Someone said, I like this comment real quick. Hold on. This is Faith Hope Love 77. She said, or he said, there's a difference between a few tokes and being a slothful, slobby stoner. I love that. There's a slothful, slobby stoner. That's like 3 S's. I love a good wordplay. That should be in a fortune cookie. Slothful, slobby stoner. That's what he is. A slothful, slobby stoner who thinks it's cool to steal. Loser. Or thinks it's cool if you get things stolen from. Someone said, I'm playing Pokemon White. Throwback. Congrats, Zach. Jennifer said, hello, Florida here. What's up, Jennifer? What's up, Shar? Happy Thanksgiving. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for spending it with me. You could be doing a lot of things. I figured I was more interesting than the football game. And I'm not trying to say I'm more interested in the football. The score was like 30-0 or something. So I was like, sheesh, even I was getting bored, I wanted to watch, but it was like, what's the score? Let me look real quick. The last game, I was like, all right, I'll go live. Ain't nobody want to see this game. Let me see. I was like 31-6. It's like, all right, just whatever, if you guys can't keep it competitive, then it can't keep my interest. Someone said hello from South Africa. What's up, Linda? Someone said I was trying to shop. Headache. Can I ask you guys a question? Do you think in a lot of places, and I'll wait a few because I know it's delayed on Facebook, is because my Black Friday, like I said, is 3 days only. 3 days only is the code. One word, 3 days only. it's 20% off. Mine is real. I know that because I make the prices. Nothing has changed. But I worked for a store. I'm just going to let you know. It was called the $5 store. But every day they lied to people and they said, oh, oh, no, I'm sorry. It was called the $10 store. I used to work there in Hollywood. It's a $10 store. Oh, everything's $5. Just today it's a special sale. And that was our whole scheme. It was like, oh, it's the $10 boutique, but today there's a special sale only for a few hours. And we did that every single day. So I started realizing how marketing worked. And sometimes, like, if I really wanted to make more money, I probably should do this. I should act like they're $70 and then put a slash through them and be like, $70? No way. It's $49.99, but it's always $49.99. They're just trying to make you feel like it is. So because I worked in sales and I've worked at clothing stores, I had just come to the conclusion. I'm like, I feel like most sales are scams. So that's my question to you. My sale is not a scam. My sale is really 20% off. I'm really taking the hit and people are taking the gain. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel bad. You deserve it. If you support, I'm fine. I want you guys to have the clothes. I want you to save some money, especially because I know shipping's high because we ship it all out ourselves. It costs a lot. But in general, is it a scam? Is Black Friday a scam or is it like a real savings? Because I do need a TV and I don't play video games, but I was thinking about maybe just dabbling on something where I'm thinking to myself, is it really a savings on Black Friday? Should I go to a store or am I just getting scammed? Let me know. Are there legit sales on Black Friday or are most people just like scamming you? I need to know because I'm debating about waking up early and actually trying to go to like a department store. Let's see. Donna said, I keep telling people it's a scam. Someone said Cyber Monday. Someone said, don't buy a TV. They're cheap. It's a scam. Some people said some are legit. I saw one guy, someone said do free, percentages are overrated. I saw some guy say that there's some tool stores that have real ones. Someone said anomaly, just steal a TV less than $900. No, I'm not a thief, but I'm sure California would be very lenient. Benjamin said, I'm a salesman. Every sale is a scam. I hear you. My sale is not, though. I promise you on my life, I didn't go up and raise the prices just to do the sale. Mine is a real sale. But like you said, every company I've worked at, it's always been a scam. It's been like a fake high price, and then you lower it down. But Pfizer Black Friday deal, 2 jabs for 1 visit. I don't think that's true. Dude, Pfizer's having a sale, bro. They're gonna give you 3 donuts this time. You're like, dude, frick yeah. Someone said I can't take the craziness of it. Someone said I think it's a scam. Someone said don't go to a department store. People are crazy. I kind of want the experience though. I kind of want to get elbowed in the face by a ghetto chick and then like have her husband just try to fight me. I don't know. Something about that. I had a slow day, so I feel like something about that would seem fun. I just get elbowed. I'm like, excuse me. He's like, yo, what the heck? I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. You take it, my man. I was just looking. I was just proud. I'm just playing. I see so many fights and stuff, like people tackling each other. You got some like 55-year-old boomer. He's like, get that. He's like, just like, I'm like, bro, what the hell? Like, you seen the Black Friday? Things get crazy, dude. People tackling each other, women fighting each other. I had a boring day though, honestly. I had a fun yesterday, but today was a little slow, so I could use a little excitement tomorrow. So maybe I'll wake up and get in the mix. Someone said free shipping is a scam. Well, I don't know. I mean, Amazon, I feel like they can afford to make it free because they make so much money. With me, I charged a lot for shipping. I feel bad. I even asked my guy, I was like, oh man, shipping is a lot. But I looked at rates and they are really high. If you ship like one shirt, they're charging you $6, $7 sometimes. So we make, it comparable. But if you buy more, it goes down because when you ship it together, but it's not cheap if you're like a small business. They don't really have cheap shipping. But if you're Amazon, somehow, they just own everything so they can afford to do free shipping. But I unfortunately can't. Someone said there are some great deals, said Wakey. Tammy said I was a single mom, worked multiple jobs, and I went to one Black Friday and never went back. People are jerks, fights everywhere. Go on slick deals, somebody said. The Grove in LA is like a prison now. Yeah, the Grove used to be like one of the nicest. When I lived in LA, I feel like the Grove was one of the vibiest places. Bro, I don't know why, like, if you have family or you're from there, I'm not for, like, leaving where you're from or leaving where you love, but if you don't have to be in LA and you don't have some sort of family or, like, spiritual connection there, you would be amazed how nice it is in other places. Like, LA sucks. Tyler said, just ordered my Dream Rare hoodie. Appreciate you, Anomaly. Thank you so much. I want to give a little update on the Dream Rare hoodie too, because thank you so much. Thank you for ordering it. I did a pre-sale. Like sometimes people do pre-sales. I'm gonna give him a plug real quick. Actually, I'm gonna hold it up real quick. He's a very good, I don't know if you know Made by Jim Bob, but Made by Jim Bob has this book. It's called Savage Memes Volume 3. Let me know. Oh shoot, there's some stuff in it. But like you seen his art? It looks like this. Sorry, he put like a bunch of stickers in it. Anyway, the reason I brought this up is because I wanted to support Made by Jim Bob. Um, and I bought his like physical cartoon book like 7 months ago, and he just mailed it recently. I forgot I ordered it because his pre-sale took a while, but it's in stock now and it's amazing. It's super high quality, super great. But my pre-sale, I try to get it done quick, and I did one a month ago, or like 3-4 weeks ago, I guess at this point. And the God is great. These are in. The long sleeves are in. The Dream Rare hoodies are the only ones that aren't in. So anybody that ordered the Dream Rare hoodies, they're gonna come ASAP. But the reason they're taking so long, these ones got printed and then we got them. The Dream Rare ones, they're printed, but then we have it embroidered. They're actually really expensive. I was like, you'd be shocked at how much it costs. These sweatshirts, because they're made in the USA, they're like over $30 just to buy in bulk. Like these are not cheap. And plus, once we print them and embroider them, but the Dream Rare ones have Anomaly embroidered. So it's taking a long time. I apologize to people who ordered a month ago. They should be in this week. If not, I would assume very, very soon because this guy's super backed up with the supply chain stuff. But they're going to be worth it. It's going to be high quality, and like the embroidery is going to be super nice. So yeah, it's made in the USA. Absolutely. So all my stuff's made in the USA. The hats here, the hats have like a little made in the USA. I think this is fly. Like it's real deal stuff. I'm not trying to get trashy stuff or I'm trying my best. I mean, I can't always control everything with the supply chains, but I'm doing my best to get the best stuff and made in the USA stuff. But the Dream Rare ones are the only ones we don't have in stock yet. But we should get them soon. And once we get them, we're shipping them right out. So I apologize for the wait. But like I said, sometimes people make me wait like with the Jim Bob thing. I had to wait like 6 months for the pre-sale. But I don't care. I was like, it came in and I was like, it's great. But when we do it ourselves, it's a little difficult, but to get everything made and shipped and stuff if you're doing it independently. But we got it. So thank you for the Dream Rare one. Hopefully you'll get it within the next week. If not, I can't possibly see it going further than like early December. So it'll easily be there by Christmas. It should be there now, but this guy's hella backed up. Cynthia said, are you going to stay here when this turns into the metaverse? I have something trippy to say. Someone said the new South Park was amazing. I didn't know there was a new one, but I'm going to watch it. Virtual reality. We've been in virtual reality, but people don't even realize it. Like, for instance, right now, I'm in virtual reality. Like, if you would have told me 15 years ago, dude, you're going to stand there on a camera and talking to a thing and people are going to listen to it. Like, we had 2,000 people here earlier. Now we have 1,600 people. I just went to a show last night with like 400 people. It was awesome. We have more people than that now, but we don't even know it. We could fill up like an arena, obviously a small one, but so we're in virtual reality now. Twitter is virtual reality. A real conversation is like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Twitter, this is all virtual. So we're already kind of in the metaverse, not the official like Mark Zuckerberg one that he's trying to make, but with virtual reality goggles, and they're trying to make it even more real. But we've been in like the beginning of virtual reality for a long time. So calculate the amount of time you spend on Twitter, Facebook, FaceTiming, texting people, whatever. Add that up, and that's how long you're in virtual reality every week. So we're already kind of like we're like in the slow form. And I watched an interview with Gary Vee and Mark Zuckerberg. He actually interviewed Mark Zuckerberg. It was interesting. And basically, like, if you think about it, when computers and stuff first started, it was all very basic. It was like Pong and, what was it called? Pong. Um, And then games started getting more realistic, more realistic, more realistic, right? And people like when it's realistic because it looks better. The basketball games, now the basketball players, you look like you're watching a real game, right? It gets realer and realer and realer. That's what the internet's been. That's what gaming has been. That's what businesses have been. Now they use artificial intelligence algorithms, trying to get smarter, trying to be more efficient. I would say it's starting to go backwards because liberals have lost their minds. So they're not using the technology we have. But anyway, we're at a point now where what's the next step, right? Where do we go from here? So what Mark Zuckerberg is doing, he acquired the company Oculus or Oculus Rift, which is one of the best headsets. I believe he bought it for a couple $1 billion. You put on these headsets. I've played it before, and it's like it's a video game, but you're like in virtual reality kind of, and you can like move your hands and stuff. You can climb. It's pretty crazy. I've played it. I liked it, but I was also kind of creeped out by it. So what he's trying to do with Metaverse is he's trying to create the new thing, not just gaming, but he said, we start with gaming and then we get into like real world. Like imagine a Facebook that was virtual. And on one hand, I get why people are frightened by it because it's like, why wouldn't you be? But if you think about like, say, like FaceTiming, when you were just texting somebody on AOL Instant Messenger, that was cool, right? I remember when I was a kid, I was like AOL Instant Messenger. I'm talking to people when I'm like 12 years old. Now you FaceTime. That's even cooler, right? It's like, why would I text on AIM when I could look at somebody? And I think FaceTime is actually kind of a beautiful thing, although it can be abused. It's nice to see your family when you're away. It's nice to see, your friends. I like to FaceTime with my best friend sometimes. So as much as it is a curse, right? Too much technology is a curse. It's also a blessing. So that's what Zuckerberg's really going for with the metaverse. Is he's like, how do I get these goggles and combine it with like a Facebook and try to create this new world? Um, so I don't know. In a perfect world, it would be interesting. In this world, it's concerning because the people who, own this technology, they're creating this like slave world where everybody has to get injected and wear masks, and it's starting to look a lot more like a Black Mirror, and it's starting to look a lot more like 1984 and every sci-fi movie ever than it is this like peaceful utopian world. So that's what they think they're doing, or that's what they're trying to do with the whole metaverse. Take the virtual reality that we already live in and experience and just make it more, like Nintendo Wii. Okay, you're playing, now you're moving. In one hand, it's good. It's better to play Nintendo Wii than it is another game because you're actually exercising. It's way better to exercise than just sit there with sticks in your hands. On another hand, when you get too immersed in the wrong virtual reality, it could be very like crazy. So, I see it from both sides where it's like done right, it could be beneficial. It could make people lose weight, and they're doing the same thing on Facebook. And I'm not like shilling for it. I'm just saying, like, for me, I don't like texting. I don't like arguing on Twitter. I like doing this. Why do I like doing this? Because I'm moving, right? I like live streaming just like I like FaceTiming more because I can move and talk. I love this. I'm talking. I'm moving. I could exercise. It's much better than me editing and stuff. I hate editing. I mean, I'm grateful that I'm able to, but it's not fun. So that's like the pros of the properly done virtual meta stuff would be like exercise and more realistic communication, doing what we're already doing. The con would be, I mean, everything these companies ever do, you do this stuff, they lure you in, it's free, then they hook you, then you're stuck, and then they implement all these anti-American laws and stuff. So we'll see what's going. Someone said we love wearing our God bless beanies in Nyack, New York. Thank you, Susie. I love those beanies. I feel like I'm very, I wouldn't say proud. Pride is a sin, but I'm grateful that they came out well. And I think they're one of the better products. I mean, everything's cool, but I love the beanies. They definitely are comfortable. Same with the hats, and people always compliment them. So I'm glad you like them. And it's a good vibe. When I made this, I was trying to think of like, I don't like inflammatory stuff. And I'm not even talking about like MAGA stuff, but like sometimes people got like, F you, get out of my face if you don't agree with my politics. Like whether I agree with the politics or not, me personally, I'm a chill guy. I don't like to walk around, I say my piece, but I'm a peaceful guy. So I don't like clothes that bother people all the time. So with the God bless, I feel like it's chill. You know what I'm saying? It matches my personality. So when I wear it out, I've had a lot of people be like, "Oh man, I love your hat. I love your shirt." I've gotten like I'm not even kidding. I've gotten more compliments on my own clothes than anything else I wear. And I always feel weird, but they're like, "Oh, I love your hat." I was like, "Yeah, I made it." And they're like, "I love your shirt." I'm like, "Yeah, I made it. GodBlessHats.com or dreamwear.com." So it's been it's been cool. Someone said this guy is 5'7". Are you talking about me or Seth Rogen? I'm not that tall. I'm taller than that, but Seth Rogen might be, unless you're talking about both of us. How about I'll challenge him to basketball. Winner gets to keep Los Angeles. This is not beer, by the way. It's water. But one day maybe I'll just sit on here and drink beer and just get aggressive. 3 beers deep, I start cursing people off. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Andrew. How tall am I? I'm like 6'3". I'm pretty tall. People always say when they meet me in person, I didn't think you were this tall. I look small because I'm always just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like this height. Someone said, I love the God is great sweatshirt. Yeah, hopefully everybody enjoys this stuff. And we have an email too. If you go to our website now, we have contact email, and I have a guy who he's the small business who helps me get all this stuff, ship it, and he does customer service as well. So we'll help anybody that needs problems. Most people are fine, but if you ever have an issue, a question or anything, feel free to reach out. And this year has been great, but I'm always trying to just get better on all fronts. I'm gonna let Seth Rogen win. Hell no. Sorry, bro. This is the official. This is the official Seth Rogen. I'm calling you out, big boy. 1-on-1 basketball. We could play to 21 or 11. You probably don't have the conditioning to play to 21. No offense, but if you want to just play to 11, ones and twos, winner takes ball. Let's go. Winner takes Los Angeles. Let's go. He don't want it, but if he does, I got the Super Mario ball. I'm trying to tell me if you think this is cool. I was trying to put this on the wall because people are always like, "What's that big black square?" I'll tell you in a second, but I was gonna put this on there and just put it on the wall. I'm not good with interior design. It's one of my many flaws, but the black square. So when I moved in, it was very echoey in here because there's not a lot of stuff. So I put that up. I was going to do the whole wall in black squares because it's foam for like a studio. I have foam even on this side. You guys can't see it, but I was like, maybe I'll just do the whole thing. A lot of people do their studios, the whole thing in foam. But if you can see real quick, hold on. Once again, I'm 6'3", so I'm pretty tall. This painting is huge. This is a big wall. This is a big space. So I underestimated how big it was. Like that painting looks small. It's enormous because the wall's so far behind. That is a lot of stuff. I was like, sheesh, excuse my language, but I was like, man, that's going to take way too long. So I was like, I just stopped there. I got lazy. So now I'm trying to up the vibe a little bit. I know it could be better. That's just like my workout stuff. Honestly, it's like, I don't know. I'm like, I could do something better, but I'm like, whatever. I just keep working. I never really think about it, but I am trying to like up my up my vibe a little. Someone said paint the wall black. Well, the point of that was not to make it black. The point of it was the echo. A lot of people do it and then you have no echo. If I didn't have stuff in here, it even echoes a little bit now. But if I had no stuff on the wall, there'd be like echo. It would be like super echoey. Someone said you could challenge Seth Rogen to comedy and you'd win. Yeah, I think I'm funnier than Seth Rogen. I would come and pretend to be Seth Rogen. I'd come and be like, "Hey, yo, dude, it's cool to steal, bro. Yo, what? Your daughter's stuff got stolen? Oh, that's dope, dude. Did you see me with James Franco?" See, that's like funnier than SNL right there. And I'm not even bragging. Oh my God, I'm so funny. It's just like these people are not funny anymore. They're like, dude, I'm hanging out with Rob Reiner, dude, and freaking Judd Apatow, bro. We're talking about Trump, man. Dude, the orange man. It's like, put the potato chips down, bro, and play me in basketball. You don't want it. If you want to see my comedy, I'm on a podcast tomorrow. It's called The Boys Cast. Do you guys know Ryan Long? Ryan Long is a very funny comedian. If you look him up on YouTube, he does a lot of skits. You've probably seen him. I'm on his podcast tomorrow. We filmed it yesterday. Hopefully it comes out good, man. I'm like, they were cracking jokes the whole time, and we talked about, based on what I said and what they said, I could probably get canceled 7 times. So I don't, they don't give a shit. They're like the type of comedians, they just laugh at everybody. Someone said he's hilarious. Oh, I know. I'm on his podcast tomorrow, but I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, I could see the Daily Beast taking this out of context like 11 times, but it's all good. Yeah, Ryan's funny, man. So we did a podcast yesterday, and then I went and watched his stand up. He did it in Irvine. My goodness, dude, he is so funny. His stand up was so good. Honestly, I've watched his stand up on YouTube. I felt like this stand up live was like 20 times better. And I like his stand up on YouTube, but I'm gonna text him after this and be like, bro, you got to record your new routine. He went at everything, bro. He talked about everything. It was so funny. So hopefully, let me know how I did. If you watch the Boys Cast tomorrow, his podcast, hopefully it came out good. I think I did pretty well, but we'll see. He seemed to enjoy it. Someone said my stone Seth Rogen voice is funny. What can I say? My video keeps getting interrupted. Sorry, it's the Illuminati. They watch my live streams. It's funny because so I'm just kidding. It's probably just my buffering or something. But clearly censorship is real. I'm not saying censorship's not real. I'm not saying secret societies don't exist, but like sometimes I'll be live streaming with somebody. We'll have like 100 viewers and they'll get knocked down. They'll be like, they're like, bro, the deep state's really getting us on this one. I'm like, dude, the deep state is real. The secret societies are real. Social media companies have a political skew. They absolutely censor you when you talk about medical stuff. I'm not denying this, but I'm like, I don't think they're watching our live stream with 100 people. Like, if we had like 50,000 people here, maybe, but I don't think they're like tuning in. They're definitely going to scan it afterwards, like with AI, and they might censor, but I don't know. These things exist, but I feel like people are like, dude, I'm getting shadow banned. I'm like, dude, you got 10 followers. How are you being shadow banned? You're just not popular. And I'm not trying to be mean, but like everyone's like, dude, I'm getting shadow banned, dude. I'm like, are you though? I mean, it definitely exists, but someone said it, the Freemasons. We talked about that on Ryan's podcast because, like, I don't know how it came up. I think we were talking about Scientologists, and I was saying that I actually like Scientologists. I can't say everything. I don't justify everything that they've ever done or anything. I'm just saying everybody hates them, and I like them because they used to clean my neighborhood. People like Seth Rogen would be like, it's cool. And Scientologists used to go around Hollywood and clean it. So I said, listen, that's my neighbor. They're cleaning stuff. I'm not gonna judge what they're doing. I'm not God. So, I appreciate them. But anyway, we were talking about how Scientologists and Freemasons, how like nobody talks about them anymore. Like everybody was talking about Freemasonry in 2008. Now nobody talks about it. Like when YouTube first started, that was like the biggest thing on YouTube. Everyone's like, you gotta talk about the Freemasons. I knew about that since I was 18. And then 10 years, nobody talks about it anymore. And same with Scientology. Like 5 years ago, everyone was hating Scientology. Now nobody thinks about Scientology. But anyway, he was talking about how like Freemasons, they just have lodges everywhere, and people don't realize this because I feel like it's like equivalent to the Catholic Church. Like there's tens of thousands of Catholic churches, and then there's the Vatican. People who go to church, they don't know the Vatican. You know what I'm saying? Like with Catholic, you don't look at Catholics who go to like your local church and think, oh my God, they're connected to the Pope. Like that person just like has like a working job and like just goes to church. But with Freemasons, I feel like people don't realize that, where they have like lodges and a lot of people that they don't know high level stuff. You know what I'm saying? But like everyone's like, bro, they're there, and I'm like, no, that guy like drives a truck, and there's nothing wrong with driving a truck. I'm just saying like he probably doesn't know what the high level Freemasons are doing. So someone says synagogues. Yeah, I think every religion is like that. They have thousands of places to go, but not everybody knows everything. Like and then people are like, no, that's not true. I'm like, dude, you've never met somebody that goes to a church? Like you think everybody that goes to church knows the Pope? Like, so I feel like every religion I don't think Freemasonry is a religion, whatever it is, a brotherhood. I don't think every person who goes to the place knows like what the top people are going. Do I know JP personally? Who's JP? JP Sears, Jesse Lee Peterson? I don't know. I don't know who you mean by that. I'm not Dave. I'm not gonna read that because I read that and then everyone's gonna get mad at me. He made a Trump joke, but I don't want to bring it up because then people get mad. Slash, we're not talking about it, so I don't want to. Someone said Casey's a hardcore Democrat. He's not going to be for long talking like that. He's talking like a MAGA man now. So JP is Judas Priest, Jesse Lee Peterson. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I know Jesse Lee Peterson. He's not my best friend, but I've met Jesse a few times. I love Jesse, man. Jesse's a funny guy, and he's unapologetically himself. I like that he doesn't censor himself or care what anyone thinks. I like Jesse Lee Peterson. Jordan Peterson, I've never met. JP Sears, I've never met. Someone said, check out Alti and Child's video on Freemasonry. I've seen it, but I keep falling asleep because it's 6 hours long. It's like, I get it, but I'm like, bro, I can't even watch a 2-hour documentary. Alti and Childs is like, I know about the Freemasons. Now watch my 6-hour video. I'm like, dog, can't you make this into a TikTok? Can you expose them with just a TikTok, dude? You got to do a 6-hour video. It's kind of selfish. I'm like, come on, dude. Even Tiger King was short. King 2 was shorter than that, and they covered like 7 plots. I watched Tiger King 2. Alti and Child's like, I know about the Freemasons. Now watch my 7-hour video. I'm like, snooze fest. Turn it into a TikTok, bro. I'm not listening. Yeah, I don't know. Some former singer from I forget where, I don't know, Australia or something. He's talking about Freemasons, but it's too damn long. I'm like, bro, I've watched it for an hour. I keep falling asleep. And then I wake up and Fauci's throwing up a hand signal. I'm like, bro, make this into a 30-second Instagram reel and we're talking. You got a 6-hour video. I don't got time for it. Have I ever met DEE? I don't even know who that is. Can you guys just say the names instead of the abbreviations? You don't have to be that sneaky. There's nothing to hide here. Who's DEE? I don't know. You're like, have you ever met DJJ? I'm like, who is that? DJ Tanner? Don Johnson? You know what I'm saying? Have I met Al Sharpton? Bro, Al Sharpton is so funny. He's like the ultimate grifter. Did you guys see the video of it was Ahmaud Arbery's father, and he was like, all lives matter. He's like, all lives matter. And Al Sharpton's like, yeah. And I was like, how the hell did Al Sharpton get there? And he's agreeing. I'm like, you don't agree with that. But in general, it's like, dude, he's like a Pokemon. He just pops up when you least expect him. Like you got Ahmaud Arbery's father. He's like, all lives matter. Al Sharpton. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, dude, what do you just fly around? Is that what he's been doing for 30 years? He just flies around the country to every opportunity. He's like, if you go to the dictionary, opportunist, it should be a picture of him. Because, dude, I respect the hustle. I respect business owners. People say they're grifting. They're grifting. Some people are grifting. But overall, listen, everyone's trying to make a living. Everybody's trying to, evolve their business, their career, whatever. He's like the ultimate grifter. He's literally the biggest opportunist. Anything happens to anyone black, he just pops up out of the woods. I'm like, bro, how the hell did you get from Kentucky to Ireland this quickly? He's just like, I got a private space jet. You're like, what? That guy's wild. Yeah, Al Sharpton's the grifter of the century for sure. I know the Hoteps do their grifter awards. Al Sharpton's definitely the grifter of the century. I'm glad I did a sale. I'm killing it today. I'm just looking at the sales. People are going nuts. I know people like their Black Fridays, and I'm being honest. It's a real sale. So I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm like, all right, I run a business. I should probably do a sale or something. I was going to do 15% off because I'm cheap. And I was like, let me do 15% off. And then I added it up and I felt bad. And I was like, let me just do 20% off. I don't know. I don't got to be cheap. Listen, people get a sale. They get a sale. It's time to give back for 3 days. Then I'm back to full prices, taking full profits. Someone said, do I know if Owen Benjamin is still streaming? I believe he is. Yeah, I talked to him 2 months ago. We had a great chat on his channel. He seemed in great spirits. He's been crushing it. So yeah, I would love to chat with him again. We had a great time. So is he still streaming? I would assume so. I believe on Odyssey, on his he has his own thing, Unbearables Media, and I believe Unauthorized TV. So you just gotta search, go to his website, and you can find where he's at. He's got a great work ethic, so he's definitely doing something. Who wants to play one on one? I know Jorge Ventura. If you guys know, he does a lot of border reporting. He wants to play one on one. It's not smart though. It's not. You don't really want to. God bless Black Beanies. Sold out. I apologize. They'll be back hopefully soon. The Hope Signal said, "Anomaly, who is God to you? The only true God." It's a simple question. Why is this a controversial question? Well, you're asking if it is I don't. You're like screaming at me in all caps. I don't know. I guess that was putting me off, but to me, it's Jesus Christ. That's what it is to me. I wouldn't say it's controversial. I would just say you just seemed like annoying because you kept spamming it, but that's my answer. But I wanted to make a sweatshirt that was that I thought of it and I said, man, I like that. And I like the fact that other people can rock it because I personally believe that there's one God, and I think that, at the end of the day, it's not my place. I know what the Bible says, but it's not my place to judge. I love my Muslim brothers and sisters. I love my Jewish brothers and sisters. If you're a good person, I feel like you'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You'll go to the light. So I didn't want to specifically, and I rock with Jesus stuff too. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying for my personal brand, I wanted to make it bigger. And I wanted people to be able to rock it regardless. But I'm sure there's some atheist people that don't want to wear it, which is fine. You can't please everybody, and people that are religious that don't want to wear it, but that's on them. Someone said, no, we are to judge righteously. Yeah, but I mean, there's certain things that I think, and there's certain things that I judge, and there's certain things that I don't. So I feel like, you know, it's up to you. If you want to judge, I'm not going to stop you and tell you not to. But, there's things that I think and things that I feel strongly about, and other things that, I don't feel like judging. I don't feel like it's my place. But if you feel like it's your place, that's fine. Someone said Casey voted for Biden, said Vinny. I know. Here's my thought, though. And hear me out, folks, because I'm only one person. But you got to understand, like, I'm going to give you a wedge issue and tell you how people act. And then I'll tell you, like, why some people that wouldn't normally follow other pages will follow me. And I'm not acting like I'm so great. I'm just from like a human perspective, this is what I'm seeing. So we're going to talk about Casey Neistat being a Democrat and probably, unfortunately, getting the policy that he asked for. But say the vaccine, okay? I got probably tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people who follow me who got the vaccine. I clearly have hundreds of thousands of people who didn't get it. When somebody gets vaccine injured, like the mountain biker, it's so mean what people do. Whether you believe in the vaccine or not, people are just so mean. This guy got injured by it, and you got people who got the vaccine are screaming at him, telling him to shut up and don't talk about his injury. He's crying, he's suicidal. I mean, that's on him, to hold his ground, but in general, it's sad. And then you got people who didn't get the vaccine are screaming at him saying, you deserve this. This is who you are. And it's just messed up. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to treat people like that. So it's like, whether you got the vaccine or not, people are just so nasty. So you don't have to be a pushover. I'm not asking people to be soft Republicans, but someone like Casey Neistat, he voted Democrat. On one hand, I think it's fine to be like, bro, you voted for this policy, right? You're a Democrat. You got robbed in a Democrat city. But there is a way we want to get these people on our side. Like, I'm not saying you can't mock him, because honestly, it sounds like he voted for Biden and voted for Democrats, and now he lives in a shitty Democrat city. But I want these people to realize, and sometimes kindness is the best way to do that, and to be like, hey, you did vote for this, but start to learn. You know what I'm saying? If you reach out to them nice, because Casey, he's starting to sound like a Republican. And this is not a perfect party, but it's like, if you're like, bro, yes, like, you're right. it is a shithole city. Seth Rogen is a piece of trash. You don't deserve. If he starts to see that more people who agree with him are right wing, then he'll probably make his way to the right wing. You get what I'm saying? That's so you don't want to be like a repelling magnet. I think it's good to keep people accountable. You don't have to softball them or anything, but I know with the guy who got vaccine injured, he clearly was getting hurt by both sides, but I could tell that people on the right and people that are, not for vaccine mandates were being nicer to him. So he starts to gravitate towards that side, and the left wing was being super mean. So that's how I think about certain things. Like when I talk about the vaccine too, I'm not trying to isolate or scare anybody. It's like they're trying to scare you if you got it. They're trying to scare if you didn't. Whether you didn't get it or get it, you got to stay in a good mental state. If your friend got vaccinated and you're like, bro, you're going to die next year, like that's not a good way to talk to somebody. Like if you really believe that, it's one thing, but like people people are so nasty, and also they're trying to spread fear. You need to be afraid because you didn't get it. You need to be afraid because you did get it. You're going to die. You're going to die. And it's like it's probably all not true. Like, everybody's not going to drop dead. Like, obviously, there's risks to anything you do in life, but in general, it's like whether regardless what decision you made, you don't want to surround yourself by people who are telling you that you're going to get hurt. That's going to lead you to other places because it's not healthy. If you got the vaccine, it's not healthy to be around people telling you that you're gonna get hurt. And if you didn't get the vaccine, it's not healthy to be around people who didn't get hurt, because the body can heal, the mind can heal, and the body and the mind can also make you sicker than viruses and medication if you allow stress and fear to destroy your body. So so many people act like they're trying to win, but to me they're just being nasty. So with Casey, he's an idiot for voting for Joe Biden. He's an idiot for voting for Democrats, especially seeing how bad that city is. And anybody that like moves from LA to Orange County or LA to Texas, they should know, yeah, you went from a Democrat area to a Republican area. So yeah, don't screw this up, right? I agree with Republicans. Don't screw up our neighborhood. You left your shitty neighborhood. This is why our neighborhood's good. We vote this way. We have families who care. We don't have degenerate losers like Seth Rogen making excuses for stuff. So, I always try to this is a ripe time to get Casey Neistat, one of the biggest YouTubers, to come to the Republican Party. You don't have to softball him. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to baby him because he's a man, but it's like, man, if he could, I guarantee naturally he sees how many conservatives are backing him up, and he sees how many liberals are not. And that's why they're going to lose. That's why they're going to lose over time. One, they're following the path of evil. It's not left versus right anymore. If you're agreeing with things that are immoral, like theft on a guy with a daughter, Seth Rogen's an evil man, and it seems like Casey's a semi-decent person, so it's like good and evil separating like oil and water, and, people will figure this stuff out. So hopefully he sees that 95% of people supporting him are conservative and Republican, and hopefully that gets him to realize, oh, this is where I want to live. Now that I have a family, I don't want to live in Los Angeles. Yeah, that's embarrassing. He voted for Joe Biden, but a lot of people are waking up. So, that's the $1 million question. How do you convince people, but at the same time not be so weak that you allow them? I think it's fine when people say, dude, if you're moving, don't bring your stupid policies here. I think that's fine, but someone said, why do people come from California because it's shitty, but they bring their politics to Texas? Yeah, I don't know. I guess they don't really identify, but people say that California is shitty. Here's what I want to say, because people always say, why are you in California? Why do you live there? It's so shitty. Los Angeles is shitty. Some parts of it aren't, but at this point, most parts of it are. San Francisco's shitty. Not all of San Francisco's shitty, but a lot of it is starting to get shitty. California is not shitty. The politics are shitty. The governor's shitty. The Democrats are shitty. But California is one of the best states in the country. I think California is one of the nicest places in the world. It's got mountains, it's got ocean, it's got the best climate in America. It doesn't get swampy. There's no mosquitoes and freaking alligators everywhere. It's not humid. It's the greatest one. I've been to Hawaii. I think it's even nicer here in some cases than even Hawaii. So California is nice. It's just the politics suck, and Los Angeles is sucks. But you know, and some other places are not great, just like everywhere. If you go to Texas, there's some bad parts of Houston, there's some bad parts of Dallas. It's not a perfect state. You guys got a lot of crime and problems and trash as well. Austin is starting to be like mini Los Angeles, although it's still nicer than Los Angeles. It's, growing its problems. But yeah, the state is fine. It's just the people who run it are terrible. Why did they take their policies? I don't know. They no one holds them accountable, I guess, or they just think, oh, they must have just been something else. I don't know. In a weird way, I feel like as much as I just said the other thing, I feel like Texas is almost too nice. They're like, these tech companies are moving here. And I'm like, and bringing Democrat funding money for Beto O'Rourke. Like, I don't know. You guys should be a little tougher, like the Republican politicians, and be like, make it clear. You know what I'm saying? Try to make it clear. Like, you left here and explain it to them. Like, people don't deal well with like just like a fringe talking point. Like, a lot of people just want to say, F Joe Biden, let's go, Brandon, build a wall. And I don't care. I think the let's go, Brandon is funny, but like some people, they need it broken down for them. Like, here's what you didn't like about Los Angeles this, and this. You're moving to this area that's better. Here's why it's better. Here's why it's more affordable. Like, I break it down if I ever talk to like Democrat women or Democrat people that are like, and I'm like, this is why this place is nice. This is why this place isn't nice. This is what they're doing. This is the business tax that they taxed me, not when I had money, when I was broke. This is what they do for healthcare. Like, and explain it to them. And I guess not everybody's going to listen, but I don't know. It should almost be mandatory when someone moves to Texas to like sit them down and be like, here's why you came here. Here's why you left here. Here's why it's better. Here's why it's worse. Like, I think it should be illegal to move from Los Angeles to Orange County and then vote Democrat. I mean, not literally illegal. I'm kind of just kidding, but it's like you're going to leave a place that sucks to a place that's like clean and nice and people actually like it, and you're going to try to turn it into the place you just left. It should almost damn near be illegal. Like, what are you doing? I would be fine if they did that in blue cities too, I guess. So like, I don't know. Maybe that's not the best idea. There's got to be a better way to do it. But it's like, what the hell are you doing? I don't get it. Someone said, Elise said, thank you for telling the truth. You opened my eyes about the failures of Trump. I don't hate him now, but I also don't see him as the one man who can make a difference. Well, appreciate that comment. Thank you. Someone said nobody's leaving red cities for blue. Come on. I mean, some people are flocking to places like Nashville. Nashville's popular. It's a liberal city in a red state. Um, I would say the medical tyranny is the last straw, though. Like, I mean, at this point, who wants to like move to like a prison? They're like, oh yeah, I want, like, I've met people that have moved to red areas to blue cities. They exist. They definitely exist. But it's like, why do that to yourself at this point in time with the medical stuff? I don't understand why people would do it right now. But I guess everybody's got their own thing. Real quick for people coming, Republican contenders, who do you think is best for us? I'm going to answer that real quick. I just want to let people know because I see some people asking and some people came in. So everything's 20% off on dreamrare.com. The promo code, it's in the comments or it's in the title. I think it's 3 days only, uppercase or lowercase. It should work. 20% off. And I just want to say it's a real sale. If you look at my prices from a week ago and now, same hat prices, same sweatshirt prices, everything's exactly the same. I didn't jack them up to put them down like most companies. This is a real sale. That's all I know. And I usually don't do them because I'm like, why should I don't get Black Friday, but I did it this. So that's the promo code. 3 days. Save yourself some stuff on Christmas gear if you're wanting it. It's a real sale. You deserve it. Hopefully you enjoy it. Republican contenders. I've said this a lot, but my favorite is Rand Paul. I think Rand Paul is the best because he's more libertarian. He calls out government spending. Like, I don't want to hurt people's feelings, but Trump, he talked like a libertarian, but he ended up being like a full-blown socialist. No, he's fighting socialism. His mouth was fighting socialism, but his actions were doing socialism. And when someone like Thomas Massey told him that it was a bad idea, he said, kick that guy out of the Republican Party. So Trump, he's a great salesman. He's definitely an interesting guy. And, he's good at tricking people into thinking he's doing stuff he's not. But he wasn't doing like conservative libertarianism. He was doing socialism. And the history and statistics and facts and real dates and things that he signed prove that. People don't want to hear it anyway. Rand Paul, I'm not saying he's perfect, but he'll do more actual conservative policies. So, and I trust him. He understands the banking system, the Federal Reserve. I think Rand Paul is the best person in the Republican Party. DeSantis is the strongest person. I think DeSantis is 10 times better than Trump. He understands the medical tyranny. He talks about it. He prioritizes it. He passes laws to stop them from being authoritarian. DeSantis wields power 100 times better than Trump ever did. So I think DeSantis is stronger. Rand Paul is more trustworthy. And those two, I would happily like more than Trump. But we'll see. We'll see how much people wake up. I'll tell you what, I had someone message me yesterday. Everyone else, I don't really care for anybody else that's going to run. But I had someone message me. It's a guy who works for Rebel News. And I had a debate with this guy, Styx Hexenhammer 666. He's got the mark of the beast in his name or something. I guess he likes to suck off the devil or something. Excuse my language. But anyway, we had a debate about inflation, and I was trying to explain that we printed so much money. I think like 40% of all money ever printed, something ridiculous. We printed all this money in 2020, 2021. And I explained to him, like, yeah, Biden sucks. He's not helping inflation. He is partially to blame. But also 2020 did make inflation go up too, because Trump and Pelosi and McConnell and both parties, they printed too much money, and inflation doesn't happen overnight. Anyway, he was like, no, inflation happens overnight. That doesn't matter. It was stupid. And I said it was stupid, and everyone cried. And they're like, oh, Emily's so mean for saying it's stupid. It is stupid. All right. So then I'm talking about Trump and the whole, never ending vaccine sale, right? Whatever. So he messaged me recently. He said, hey, I think history has proven you right on both topics. And he said, all these conservative pages I follow are starting to say what you were saying 7 months ago. Even the biggest pro-Trump pages that I follow, they've all been saying exactly what I said 6 months ago, like this week. They're all starting to get sick of him going on Hannity, going on Fox, and just selling this product that they don't want. It's not, oh, we have our freedoms. It's like, bro, we've heard the sales pitch 1,000 million times. You could stop selling it now. Everyone else is like done selling it. Trump is on a never-ending Pfizer sales tour. And that's all I've said. And it's true. So I feel like people are starting to come around to what I'm saying, and Trump is starting to lose a little bit of favor. Not in everybody. Some people will never care what he does. But, even some of his big accounts are like, yeah, we're looking for something better. I think Rand Paul is way more trustworthy, and Ron DeSantis is way more, strong. So, I don't trust DeSantis as much as I trust Rand Paul. But I do think that he's like, if people are smart, they're going to start challenging Trump, because if they don't challenge Trump and they let him get into office, it's not going to be pretty. He's not going to save the country. It's going to be a lot of promises, he's mastered the art of using American talking points as a sales pitch and then not delivering. And now he understands that people want that. So on top of that, not trying to be rude, but if you listen to him talk in the Hannity interview, if you guys have listened to that Hannity interview, Trump is starting to sound old, like an old man. I'm not trying to be mean, but like, he does not sound like Trump of 2019. He doesn't even sound like Trump of 2020. He sounds like a grandpa that just sits in the chair and yells like this, like Trump. He used to talk like a strong man, like, I believe in America. Now he's just like, remember when I did that? Like, he's getting old. I'm not trying to be mean, but Trump's going to be damn near 80 when he takes office. It's like, people got to get smarter. I want him because I like the character in my head of who I think he is. It's like, you got, like, in what other situation would you put an 80-year-old and an 82-year-old up to yell on television? Guys, we have a country of 300 million people. We have some of the smartest people, the greatest business owners, really bright young politicians who are really crushing it. People like DeSantis and Rand Paul who can debate the media, and Fauci, and look amazing. Why are we going to sit and watch two 82-year-olds like fight with each other? You know what I'm saying? It's embarrassing. It's like, let's get some younger people that are actually like not so goofy and pathetic. Like, I can't believe people are gonna be like, "That's who I want." It's like, dude, he doesn't even sound like he did 2 years ago. He sounds hella old. Like just like yelling at the TV, like, "Who put the Simpsons on?" That's like the voice he had. He used to be like, "I'm gonna win really bad, and I'm gonna crush the deep state." And I'm like, that guy's gonna do something. And then, of course, he didn't do that. So actions speak louder than words. He kind of failed, but whatever. But now he doesn't sound like the confident guy that he sounded like 2 years ago. He sounds like a grandpa. I was like, "Who put the Simpsons on? I'm watching Wheel of Fortune out here." Like that's like his energy now. It's like old man yelling at the TV type stuff. And we're all gonna get old. So I praise the Lord, and I hope He protects me with youth. And I don't want to lose my mind or anything. But I'm gonna get that old too. And when I'm that old, don't vote for me. Don't vote for me when I'm over 79 years old yelling on Fox News. Support me, love me, but don't be like, "Yeah, that guy should be on television." No, I should be on a golf course somewhere at that point. And so should he. So, yeah, DeSantis or Paul. It's got to be. If it's not, it's clown world. It's if it's Trump versus Biden, just it's like meta war. It's like metaverse, like new world mask order. There is no, but he like sends an email and people are like, "Oh yeah, here it comes." I'm like, can we not do this again? Thank you, ABPBT. I appreciate you. Someone said maybe we should worry about 2022 first. Yeah, in due time, it'll all come. 2022 should be good. We'll see. I'm not. Did I call my family today? Of course. Yeah, of course. Someone said, "What about Flynn?" You talking about General Flynn? Would General Flynn be my first choice? No. Would I vote for Flynn over Trump? Yeah, I would. I trust Flynn more than I trust Trump. I like if you want to talk like 2 years ago, how much do I trust Trump on a politician? He's at the top. I'm not gonna say 10 because I can't say I fully ever like trusted him amazingly, but like he's up there. I gave him like a 9 something. Like he's killing it. I don't trust Trump at all. I like he's not even a top 20 Republican I trust. So I would vote for Mike Lindell over Trump. You see me joke about Mike Lindell all the time because it's funny. I don't agree with Mike Lindell. I think he exaggerates a lot and abuses his power, and boomers, tune in to see him like exaggerate all the time or whatever. But I would vote for Mike Lindell over Donald Trump. I'd vote for Flynn over Trump. Yeah, they at least have a better stance against the product that is taking over our lives. I would trust General Flynn or Mike Lindell to fight the mandates and stop selling pharmacy products harder than Trump. I don't trust Trump at all. So yeah, I'd vote for Flynn or Mike Lindell. I'd vote for Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, the only people I wouldn't vote for over Trump would be like Biden, like Mitt Romney, like Liz Cheney, like these losers. I don't respect at all. I think Trump's a better person than them. But as far as like Republicans, Trump's not even a top 20 or 30 person in my head. He's not to be trusted at all. But if it's him versus Biden, what a perfect circus. And that's what people want. So you get what you want. If people want that, they're going to get it. Old man circus. Dude, Biden can barely talk and Trump is starting to sound like an old man too. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like they're going to like roll him in on wheelchairs and Biden's going to be like corn pop. When I was young, yeah, the crime bill, corn pop, he liked the crime. He said to me, pass the roach. And I said, "You talking about a cockroach? You talking about the joint?" And then Trump's going to be like, Moderna, I did the Pfizer shot, not you, okay? And then Biden's gonna be, "Oh man, I did the Pfizer shot." It's gonna be like two old men in wheelchairs fighting over who sucks up to Big Pharma more. I got $8 million in Big Pharma. I get $1 million for my inauguration, okay? I got $8 million from Big Pharma. Me and Corn Pop took the most pharma money. Yeah, but I did it, okay? It's like I don't want to watch two old men who are losing their mind fight over who sucks up to Big Pharma more. That sounds like hell. Literally, like You go to heaven, there's ping pong table. Jesus is there wearing a, Kobe jersey. Yo, welcome to the Golden Gate. You're in. And then like hell is like Joe Biden and Donald Trump like sitting in the middle of like 1,000 pharmacy lobbyists bragging about who did the vaccine more. Like that's literally hell. And this is what people want. They're like, I'm a Christian conservative, but I want Trump. I'm like, I do not want two old guys fighting over who did the who sold out the pharmacy more. Like that sounds literally like hell. I'm, if I woke up and that happened, I'm like, fuck. I knew I should have prayed more. I knew I should have repented more. I should have done another baptism. What was it? Which mistake was it that brought me here? Because I know I'm a good guy. What did I do? Like I can't think of much worse things than that. And people literally want that. They're like, that's what's going to save the country is two 80-year-old men fighting over Johnson and Johnson like shilling. Like, yeah, would I vote for General Flynn over Trump? Of course. Or Mike Lindell? I mean, anybody but Mitt Romney, Liz Cheney, those type of like rhino GOP losers and like the Bidens. But that's what they do. They put these two people together, they lower the bar, they throw you in the same direction, and people just like think they're winning or something. But someone said that's terrible impersonating. I never said I was good at it. I've rated myself very lowly in the past. I didn't say it was great. I'm not like Jimmy Fallon. I'm not like a trained, impersonist. This is Facebook, bro. It's like going to a dollar store and telling them that it's not high brand. It's like you're going to the dollar store and be like, dude, I get better organic stuff at Whole Foods. Bro, you're on Facebook and YouTube, okay? This ain't the big leagues, okay? This isn't the Jimmy Fallon show, okay? Reading the Ukraine collusion report that they wrote for him, like, okay. He's like, yeah, dude, I'll read it. Whatever, just give me some alcohol. I'll read it. It's like, Jimmy, if you realize if you don't read this script about Russia collusion, we're gonna give your job to some other liberal. He's like, oh no, yeah, I got it, dude. Yeah, I'll read it. Okay, just please don't kill me. That's my Jimmy Fallon impression. It's not good, but you're on Facebook. What do you expect? This isn't like a paid behind the wall Patreon bonus. Jimmy Fallon is good at he's good at impersonations. I'm okay. I'm like mid-tier, but I make up for it because it's funny. Someone said Mike Lindell, my pillow guy, is actually Q. I don't think so. Honestly, I don't know who Q is. I find it very weird that, they know everything all the time and they're calling and spying on everybody, but they can't figure out who Q is. I find that very suspect. But if I were to guess, now that I've researched and know more, I think the most likely scenario, and I'm not saying this for sure because I don't know, but I would say the most likely scenario would be, I think it's Code Monkey out of anybody, because if you guys remember the Code Monkey Z, him and his father owned 4chan and 8chan. And if you really study it, I watched the documentary. Some of it was propaganda, but they actually did a good job explaining how 4chan and 8chan worked. And Q moved message boards. And there was a time that 8chan went down for a while because they were trying to take away its, what's it called? The like Cloudflare and that type of stuff, the hosting. They took down its hosting. When it came up, the first person who posted on 8chan when it finally came back was like QAnon. And Code Monkey, who owns the site, he's like, yeah, I don't know how he figured it out so fast. So it's like nobody even knows your site's back up, and QAnon posts immediately when your site goes up. I think it's pretty clear that he had hijacked Q at a certain point, and he was posting it because it was beneficial for the site. I don't know if he started as Q, but I think once it became a trend, I believe that that's who it was the son of the guy who owned 8chan. Yeah, Code Monkey. His name's like not Ron Watkins or the other Watkins. They have a whole HBO documentary. It's not perfect. There is a lot of like a little bit of left-wing propaganda, but the documentary on HBO, they do a great job explaining and having conversations with these people who run the website 4chan and 8chan. And QAnon, that's where it was posting. So you got to understand, when you're posting on a website, the guy who runs the website is aware of this type of stuff. And there were certain things that it just seemed like it wouldn't have been possible for anybody to do it except for the people who run the site. So that's my guess. This is not something that I run around telling, but just to be honest, if I were to have a real guess now that I've seen more, I think that seems like a a possibility, but it doesn't. I don't really care enough to like talk about it that much. X Bella Italiana says, I think your impersonations are great and you're very nice to look at. Well, thank you, Bella Italiana. I appreciate you. We love the Italians here, okay? Hey, I love Italians, okay? I just I just ate a chicken parmesan, okay? I love Italians, okay? I ate meatballs the other day, okay? It's terrible, but you get it. We like Italians. Someone said this place gets so shallow so fast sometimes. What do you mean by this place? Are you talking about me or the comment section? The comment section, I can't really control what people say, and I don't try to. Me, it's like I feel like people exaggerate when they don't agree with something I say. It's not a big deal, but like I'll say something funny that they didn't want to hear because they like something, and they'll be like, "Oh man, this is a really low energy stream tonight." Man, I'm like dancing around like a freaking monkey. I'm like, I'm like making jokes. They're like, dude, this is really low energy. I'm like, you could say you don't like it, but I wouldn't call it like low energy. I'm not like, that's like low energy. You're like, oh, I'm like dancing. They're like, this is a really low energy stream. And I'm like, no, you just don't like what I said. So now you're lying about me. But as far as like this guy's like, dude, this place gets really shallow. Like the comment section, I'm sure it does. I'm sure people say crazy stuff all the time. But if you're talking about me, like I'm getting shallow, why? It's getting shallow. Why? Because I said who I thought maybe Q was possibly, and you didn't want to hear it. So now the whole thing is shallow. Maybe I can't tell what you're talking about, but it's like people always exaggerate. That's why I don't believe in all the Me Too stuff. It's like I watch people lie about me in real time. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if you date somebody or you have a sexual relationship with a woman or a guy and it goes bad. You think nobody can lie? People that I don't even know lie about me in real time and everybody can watch that it's not true. I'm dancing around like a court jester and some lady's like, "Oh, this is really low energy today." It's like, I don't even know you and you're mad I said something about Trump and you say it's low energy. Imagine if you date somebody for 3 months and it goes bad. People lie. Women lie, men lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she said something about him. She might just not like his politics. People are so vindictive. I had people try to like publish information about me, fake and whatever, just because I said Trump was a vaccine salesman. They're like, oh, you think Trump's a vaccine salesman? Well, I'm going to screw your life up. I'm like, he is a vaccine salesman. You could like him, you could not like him. That's what he's doing. He's selling the vaccine. Is he not? No, he's not. He never pushed it. Bro, I have a video of him saying, I'm the father of the vaccine because I was the one who pushed it. He brags about pushing it. It's not even debatable. You could just say, yeah, I agree with it. Or you could say, I disagree. But he said it. I'm not like, oh, you think Trump's a vaccine salesman? Well, I'm going to fuck your life up, kid. And it's like, dude, this is how crazy people get over politics. Imagine like a woman that you disagree with. You think they can't lie? Of course they can. I got dudes acting like women lying about me. I got grown men acting like women. Like I'm gonna. Oh man, you really? Oh yeah, you think Q's code monkey? I'll tell you who's Q. And I'm like, dude, I don't care. I don't know. I'm just saying based on all the evidence I've seen and things that I've looked at. I think my guess, if someone said you got to bet, who do you think QAnon is? I think it's the son of the Achan guy. Ron Watkins, the son's name is Code Monkey. I don't know what his real name is. The father is what? One of them's name is Ron, and the other one's name is, I don't know. They got a father son duo, but the son, his name was Code Monkey, and he got really big during the election on Twitter as well. But I think he was posting as Q personally, but I don't know. Oh, Jim. His father was Jim Watkins and Ron Watkins. I like both of them, honestly. They seem hilarious. I support them in their quest of free speech and stuff. I don't dislike them at all. I think they're funny. But I think the son was probably Q, just based on like posting times and how it came. I think that's pretty high percentage chance. Someone said I doubt it. That's fine. I don't this is not like my big theory. The one reason, I don't know if you guys saw the documentary, but the one reason that I think that it was him is because 8chan went down. The servers went down for a month and the servers went back up And one of the first things to happen on the website was QAnon posted as soon as it happened. And the guy who was running the documentary asked him, he's like, "How did Q know that the website was up so quick?" And he's like, Ron Watkins, who's Code Monkey, he runs the website. He said, he said something along the lines like, "Oh, I don't know how I don't know how Q posted so fast. Like, I didn't even know the website was up." So you have the founder of the website saying, he didn't even know his own website was back, but the Q poster somehow was the first one to jump on it. It doesn't sound very likely. It sounds like, QAnon was the main driver to the website. So as soon as it got back up, they pushed it out to promote their website more. So I feel like that part alone really was like the telltale of like, okay, I think Q was someone random and it got popular. And I think at a certain point, it was hijacked by the guy who made the website, and he started just posting codes and pretend, taking on that persona. That's my best guess, based on that information. That's why I think that. But Tim said, "Look up Juan O'Savin. He has two books. He's part of the Q movement. Anomalies way off. Q Trump is Q plus." You could lie to people if you want, but that's fine. I'm not going to really argue with you. Some people have made it their like permanent religion. They got duped by a message board, cookie cutter codes and links, and people just gave them information. So now they think they're part of a galactic movement from Trump and high level military, but it really wasn't. But if you want to spend the rest of your life thinking you're a special cookie boy because you read Juan's books, whatever, I'm not going to stop his hustle. He's getting his grift on. Amy said, "Stop blaming one race." Are you talking to me? I don't even think I've mentioned race this whole episode. I don't People are like, "You're low energy, you're being race." I'm like, "Have we even talked about race at all? Do you want me to say something edgy to make someone mad?" I don't know. What race am I, or is anyone blaming? Have we talked about race at all? I don't even know. I'm gonna say this since you brought up race. This is my personal theory. I think this is only going to make annoying people mad, and everybody of every race that isn't annoying is going to be like, "No, that's actually true." Whether you're white, black, Asian, whatever, Indian, you get it, South American, Jewish, whatever you are, Arab, whatever type of person you are, I've noticed a trend. The most annoying people of every race seem to complain the most, and some of the most annoying people of every race seem to cry the most about racism, and but they haven't figured out that they're just really annoying. So like, for instance, I have Jewish and black friends, and they don't complain all the time, and they're super cool and normal and honest and have common sense, and we don't even really talk ever about hate speech because it's like not something normal people ever talk about if you're like normal. And then there's people on YouTube and Twitter that are like, "Oh my God, that's racist and anti-Semitic and anti." And it's like, maybe you're just annoying, because I feel like of every race, same with white people, like there's certain people, what they're doing in America, all this anti-white stuff, I see it. I don't disagree with you, but like some people are just annoying about it, where I'm like, I agree with what you're saying, but that doesn't make you a good person, or it doesn't make you likable. You're super annoying. So like, if you want to get that message out and convince people that the liberals and the media and everything are clamping down and destroying people, I'm not against it. I actually agree with you. It's just you're annoying about it. And then they cry the most, then they're screaming the most. It's like, just stop being so annoying and your whole life will get better. You could talk about race, you could talk about hate, and there are people who hate you, and then there are not, but you got to stop lying and exaggerating so much. So people that are annoying exaggerate and lie, and it's like a projection thing. It's like, just stop being so annoying, and it's not that big of a deal. Or we'll figure it out. We'll all come together and figure out who the really hateful people are. But, I find that, like, I'll get messages from people and they'll be like, "Bro, thank you so much for I'm from Israel, bro. We love you in Israel." And then I'll have someone be like, "You're anti-Semitic." And I'm like, maybe you're just annoying, because there's hundreds, if not thousands of people in Israel that actually deal with like real high, I'm not gonna say high level Jewish stuff, but I'm like, they live that Jewish life. You know what I'm saying? You can't get much more than being in Israel. You're dealing with like forced vaccination, you're getting, you're fighting all the time. And they don't have a problem with it, but you're sitting like in America and just like complaining about it. And the same with like race. Like we got tens of thousands of people that are black that watch this channel, older women, younger women, men, all types of different people. And they're like, dude, I love what you say. I appreciate it. No one gets mad at anything. And then you'll have like Sean King on Twitter and he'll be like, and it's like, bro, you're annoying. The problem is you. I always use Freddie Mercury in his example. He didn't cry about being gay all the time. Like he just did it and just made music and stuff. And people liked Freddie Mercury because he was good. It wasn't because he was gay. It was because he was good. The gay part wasn't like people were just like, I guess like if you're that good, you got to be gay, or like like Elton John. Like nobody's talking shit to Elton John because he's like just doing his thing and he's like super gay, but he's just killing it on like Crocodile Rocks. So you're like shit, whatever. I mean, this shit's kind of fire though. It's the annoying gay people that are like, oh, you Dave Chappelle. It's like, shut up, you're annoying. You know what I'm saying? Go do something interesting, and then people will like you. Maybe you're just not likable. Maybe you're hiding behind your gayness because you're just annoying. So I find that the most annoying people of every group, they cry the most. And the people that are dope, they just do their thing and nobody cares. Like, no, there wasn't like crazy backlash against like gay people even at that time because like they were just like, I don't know, that song kind of slaps though, so it's like if you don't want to go, that could be your protest. Don't go to the Queen concert. But if you like the song, you might just go and be like, listen, I don't agree with his homosexuality, but We Are the Champions made me cry. It's like the annoying people just are so annoying. Like I watch people on Twitter fight all the time. I follow a bunch of like awesome Jewish people. Like this one guy's name's like I forget, Mark Lobener. He's jacked and he's like a bodybuilder. And this chick Amanda, I think her name is Milius or something. She did a documentary with Cernovich, and she's just like super dope. And they're always fighting with like annoying left-wing Jews. I'm not trying to be mean, but they are. They're Jewish, but they're not annoying. You know what I'm saying? And like the people that are annoying, they're like, oh, it's anti-Semitic, white supremacist. Like, no, you're annoying. You guys are annoying Jewish people. And these are cool Jewish people. And they're just, and they like fight all the time on Twitter. And I'm like, I figured it out. I'm like, the annoying people of every ethnic or sexual group, they cry and complain the most. So people are like, don't blame one race. I've never blamed one race here ever. But if you're annoying, you hear something I say and you're like, oh my God, he wants to kill everybody. And I'm like, what? No one said that. Especially here. I make it abundantly clear how I feel about people. I would never blame one group of people, but it's like, there are certain people that want to take no accountability. And it's like, I'm sorry, you got to take accountability just like everybody else. Like, it's like the people that will make racial groups like Black Lives Matter. Oh, you can't disagree with us or you're racist. How are you going to form a group based on a race, but you're really like a Marxist group, and then cry racism when people don't agree with you? Like, if you don't want to talk about race, then don't identify as your race. And there's a bunch of groups that do that with LGBT and Jewish and Black and all sorts of Hispanic, and they just do weirdo stuff. And people are like, I don't think I really like what you're doing. And they're like, oh, what do you mean by we? And I'm like, what are you talking about? You got an organization. Like someone said the ACLU. Yeah, the ACLU sucks. You know what I'm saying? They're like 95% of the time wrong. Like, oh my God, you hate civil liberties. Like, no, we just don't like you because you suck. And same with like the ADL is a Jewish organization, and they're always crying anti-Semitism, but it's like, you guys are doing crazy stuff. Like, stop doing it. Like, I don't want to. What do you mean we're doing it? I'm like, you're doing it. We see you're doing it. So I find that's like a trend. It's like the biggest crybabies of every group are the ones doing the most. Like, just stop sucking so much, and you'll find out that people don't care. Like, have you ever seen Adam Sandler cry about anti-Semitism? Have you ever seen it? I've never seen Adam Sandler cry about anti-Semitism, but Seth Rogen will be like, oh, I want your car to get robbed. Well, it's like, it's because Adam Sandler's awesome. And he doesn't cry about hate speech because nobody hates him because he's cool. And nobody groups him in with anybody because they know he's himself. It's like all these other people, it's like, just be cool or just shut up. I don't know. It's always these like, you're like, stop blaming everyone. I'm like, we didn't, what do you like? You're projecting onto me. We didn't even talk about it before you mentioned it. I don't even remember talking about race at all this entire live stream. And then you're like, you're blaming me. I'm like, are you having a conversation with yourself or something? I don't know. Someone said the founder of the Southern Poverty Law Center was a KKK lawyer. I don't know that that's true, so I'm not going to like repeat that, but maybe I don't know. I'll have to look at it. Someone said I met Adam, really humble dude. Yeah, Adam Sandler seems epic. Everybody loves Adam Sandler. But the point I'm getting to is like I have people I say stuff about like whatever, Israel, something. And it's like people assume that I just like hate. I like people. I'm just wondering why they're forced vaccinating their people. It's creepy. But like when I hang out with my friends, like I don't like it. Like you don't have to be friends with me, but like I don't like anybody that's that annoying. You get what I'm saying? Like I have friends of every group and they don't act like you. You know what I'm saying? Like my Jewish friend, I've never once heard him like play the victim about anything or like it's just like we make jokes and stuff. He says funny stuff, I say funny stuff. Like we don't take it personally. No one, and the people that take everything way too personally, I don't like them. But then they're like, "Oh, you don't like all of us." It's like, "No, it's just you." Like and you hide behind everything. You're like, "If you don't like me, you don't like everybody of my race." And you're like, "No, it's just you." It's just like you and people who act like you. So that seems to happen like in every group. And I would say some of the worst like perpetrators of the double standards in the recent years, like in the last year, is the LGBT mafia. I call them the LGBT supremacists. They think they're like too good to be talked about. It's the weirdest thing. Like Dave Chappelle is honestly like too nice to them. And I'm like, he doesn't even say anything. And they're like, Dave Chappelle. It's like, who you think because you're gay, you can't be joked about? Like that's why I call them LGBT supremacists. Like everyone gets joked about. Black people joke about black people. Black people joke about white people. White comedians joke about black people. Black comedians joke. I just went to see Ryan Long and his buddy Danny. Danny's Jewish and he made hella Jewish jokes. And then Ryan made white jokes and black jokes. That's just comedy. Everybody's making fun of everybody. That's what makes it so fun. And then the gays come to the table and they're just like, did someone make fun of us? It's like, yes. Yes. You think why who told you that you can't be made fun of? Like, oh, there's what you're the supremacists. They're gay supremacists. It's like not and when I say that, then people are like, what you think everyone's like that? No, not all gay people are gay supremacists, but there are some who are. I'm not blaming every gay person because every gay person doesn't act like that. But the gay whatever movement in culture and like weirdo journalists who work for liberal organizations, they think that they can't be joked about. And it's so weird. It's just like, it's making you much less likable. 7 years ago, I thought to myself, whatever, you guys want to get married. I don't care. Now I'm like, oh no, you guys are kind of annoying. Like being that annoying doesn't make people like you more. Like, oh yeah, like you're canceling comedians. So like now you're really likable. It's like, I think to myself now, oh yeah, the Christians were right. Oh yeah, the pastors were right. Oh yeah, the extreme Muslims, they were right. You give them an inch, they take a mile. So now I'm starting to agree with people that are right leaning. I'm like, no, they were totally right. The gays are doing, but like being that annoying doesn't make it cool. It's just like, you think you're so good that you can't be treated equally as everyone else. That's not equality. That's you being a supremacist. And that tends to be like every group. That's why I say to groups like the Black Lives Matter, the ADL, you have to have self-awareness. Because if you want to be Black Lives Matter and you want to make everybody like black people, you shouldn't allow like weirdo white people and like random black people who want to do stuff. You shouldn't let them like just go out together and like burn down things and steal stuff because that makes everyone look bad. So if you're going to identify as Black Lives Matter, then you're saying I'm a community for black people. Okay, but then you also have to identify what your group is doing wrong and stop it. Black Lives Matter doesn't want to do that. So how they're not helping black people. They have probably lowered the approval rating just off of the last 2 years. When they started, nobody cared. They've just been terrible the last couple of years. And the Anti-Defamation League, I always say this. I think the Anti-Defamation League, which is a Jewish organization, a liberal Jewish organization, I think they've done more damage to the Jewish people and they've added more anti-Semitism than some of the worst people I know on the right wing. Like they're that bad. So it's like, if you're that bad and you say we're a Jewish group and we're doing all this stuff and you do messed up stuff, you're you're adding anti-Semitism to the world because people don't like you, and then you hide behind your Jewish race and say, "Oh no, it's not." It sucks. Someone said the NAACP. Same with them too. I think they've been kind of frauds for a long time. The NAACP. They've been very mainstream, sneaky, and stuff. So it's like I never demand that somebody like if you're black or Jewish or white, it's not your responsibility to like do everything, right? If you're just like, dude, I just want to play video games. Like, I'm not this like Black Lives Matter. That's not my thing. It's not your responsibility. I'm not going to blame you for what a group's doing. But if you are a group and you are doing this, and then you act like you're not doing it, that's when it gets weird. It's like, no, you are a group. Like, oh, you can't say that. I'm like, it's on your website. How can the Anti-Defamation League will say it's anti-Semitic to suggest that Jewish people care about their people more than America. And it's like on your website, it'll literally talk about how you're serving Jews worldwide, where it's like your interest is about your ethnic group. And in my opinion, there'd be nothing wrong with that if you just admitted it and stopped calling everybody, hate mongers for repeating what is literally, readable on your Wikipedia page. Like, it's wild. It's like you could literally read what they're writing and they'll be like, "Oh, that's hate speech." I'm like, "You wrote that a week ago in an op-ed." They're like, "Oh, I did? Oh, okay." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know." It's like it's a little much, but I'm just keeping it real because I don't have I would never let any of these people make me hate enough. Like that's your choice. Because a lot of people get consumed and they say, they grow cold, they grow angry. And, to me, that's how the devil wins. They want you to be fearful, they want you to be hateful. So I am grateful that I have had experiences and I've met amazing people and I know the truth. And I know that the average person is not really tapped into this stuff. A lot of it is top level driven, a lot of it's corporate driven, government driven, media driven. But the average person is not really tapped into that frequency. So, I would never let somebody like that, I would never give them the satisfaction of letting them influence my decision of how I feel about people. So, a lot of people always say to me, how are you still on Facebook? How are you verified on Instagram? The reason I'm verified on Instagram is because my one buddy from LA that I was like, really good friends with, he has one actor that he works with. But anyway, he had a relationship with Instagram. So he helped me get verified like 5 years ago, just my buddy that I would hang out with. But anyway, people were like, how are you still here? Well, one, they could censor anybody, but I think there's two reasons that I'm here. One being I'm not hateful. Like a lot of people, they are kind of nasty, on both sides. And it's not fair. They definitely let left wingers be mean and right wingers have a smaller leash. So I'm not saying it's fair. It's not. But there are a lot of people on both sides that are nasty and they're kind of like rude and they are kind of hateful and they are kind of angry. And that type of energy is like, it's like fighting fire with fire where you get heated, I'm not really an angry person. So I don't really, it's hard to really tap me as that. So, they can't say I hate people because it's clear that I don't. But also with the factual stuff, I stick to what I know and I don't exaggerate and lie. And the media lies more than anybody. The liberal media are the biggest liars. But there's also then people on the right who call themselves truthers and write books that some of these people buy, and they're fake too. They're liars as well. So it's like, it's easy to ban you if you're just posting literal fake stuff. I'm not talking about, true stuff that they don't want. You're literally posting fake stuff. So it's like, I don't do that. And also, I'm just nice about it. So I think that goes a long way. It's not perfect. They're not always going to like you, but you kind of get what you put in. So it's like if you're looking for a fight, you're going to find one, right? On Twitter, a lot of people want to get verified. They say, I want a blue check mark. I want a blue check mark. Everybody I follow wants a blue check mark on Twitter. I actually don't want a blue check mark. I haven't applied for one and I don't want it. The reason I don't want a blue check mark on Twitter is because I'm at peace for the most part and I don't like fighting with people. I've gotten an argument with like, what was it, like Patricia Arquette or something? I don't know, one of these idiot celebrities, no offense, but I don't want to fight people. And I feel like if I got a blue check mark on Twitter, I would start getting harassed by more blue check mark liberals. And I don't want to fight. I still say my piece. I'm not quiet about what I feel, but I don't like to argue. And I don't, like these people have a lot of hate in their hearts. So sometimes if you have a lot of hate in your hearts, you match them and you might be right about something, but I see people fighting all the time. I want to stay away from it. So, I don't want to argue with you. I'm like, you get it. You want to let people steal stuff. Like it's creepy. But like I don't want to, sometimes you get what you put in. If you put in certain energy, someone will find it. Where I don't want any part of that. I'm not a hateful person. I'm not an angry person. I don't like to argue. I don't like to fight people. And I especially don't like to fight people that make no sense. And I'm clearly, if they haven't figured it out at this point, they're not going to figure it out now. So we can have a debate maybe and set it up on a live stream, but I'm not going to sit on Twitter and argue with these people. Someone said HA was right about Twitter. Is that H.A. Goodman? Shout out H.A. Goodman. If you're ever in his live stream, tell him Anomaly said hi. H.A. Goodman is a good man. I like him a lot. He's a good guy. I'll throw him a super chat sometimes when I see him because he's a nice guy. Someone said, well, you can literally post fake stuff as long as it supports the left agenda. Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. The playing field is not level, right? It's not fair. You can lie and they'll allow it if you're in the left wing direction. We have a shorter leash. There's no question. But that being said, I know that, it's not fair, but life isn't fair. And I have to say, I'm pretty grateful. Like, I'm not in a position where I'm making as much as someone like Tim Pool. I don't believe I am. But like Tim, he says what he wants, but he's got FU money now. And you see Tim Pool, he's getting wilder now. Do you know why I'm not going to deep dive analyze this because I don't know Tim, but I'm guessing the reason Tim's getting wild, one, he's growing up, he's realizing what's going on, but Tim Pool has FU money now. So Tim Pool doesn't care what Facebook and YouTube do. It's like they need him as much as he needs them. He could take his talent somewhere else and go on Spotify or go on podcasting. So at a certain point, and this is where I kind of, as much as some people don't like Joe, he kind of showed people that there's other people willing to pay us, So I think in general, like Joe Rogan got like $100+ million from Spotify. Oh, he's doing this and that. That's a lot of money because Joe brings a lot of revenue. Same with someone like Tim Pool. So at this point, Joe and Tim Pool have FU money. And also there's other competing companies that are willing to take a risk on us because we're not that bad. But in general, I forget what I was saying earlier. Oh, yeah, with the censorship, you're saying, "Oh, it's not fair." It's definitely not fair. It absolutely isn't. But the blessing in disguise is me and people like that, we stand out now. We're so honest and we're so much. I'm not going to say they're the but whatever. We look amazing next to Joy Reid. We look amazing next to Don Lemon or Rachel Maddow. So just like that's been hurting us, right? I don't like to play the victim. Yeah, it's not the same. Yeah, it's not fair. Yeah, they censor us for telling the truth. Yeah, they allow left wingers to get away from more. That's the victim side where it's true. I'm not saying you shouldn't say it because it is true. But the blessing, right? I look at the blessings and I'm like, well, I am funnier than SNL now. Like I'm funnier than the show that's supposed to be the best comedians. And I'm not like, oh, I'm so funny. SNL is just garbage. So they've allowed us to just crush them. So it's at the point now where I can, use the leverage I have. Yeah, they could censor me, but I could also go bust a move and go somewhere else. And Spotify's growing the podcast. People listen to podcasts on Apple. Rumble's starting to grow, BitChute's starting to grow, Odyssey's starting to grow a little bit. There's people making six figures on other platforms. There's people who've built their own, like Owen Benjamin and Vox Day. So, it's easier to just stay mainstream and make the big money. But, those branches have been made and they're starting to grow on the outsources. So it does suck that it's not fair. It does suck that they censor us too much. But at the same time, I get what they're doing. I know it. And it's almost been a blessing where it's like, if you guys want to be so crazy and so stupid, you're going to lose people. Like we're going to win, more and more people are going to realize what's going on. More and more people are going to tap out of this stuff because it's not true. And that's, I guess, the last thing I want to say, and then we'll move on, is like, I want to be as accurate as possible. Left wingers are looking for a way to dunk on you. And I'm not going to lie, a lot of people make it easy because a lot of people just say whatever. And then they love seeing you say whatever. And they'll take the one thing that's wrong and be like, see, I told you I'm better than this, but I'm right. So I try to not give them any of that, right? They're going to still say stuff about me. They're still going to lie. But you know, it is what it is. Once we get better, the world gets better. People got to focus on themselves. There's too many, I think, right wingers who their whole shtick is look at the left wing, look at the left wing. And I get it because yeah, point it out, it's funny, but there's like no self awareness where it's like they're also kind of repelling a lot of people who don't already agree with them, right? So if we could clean ourselves out, we could change ourselves and just get better and get better. More and more people are going to be like, that's the fun side. That's the right side. That's the truthful side. That's the funny side, right? Ryan Long's stand up is funnier than anyone's stand up. Why? Because he's telling the truth. He's not a pussy. Excuse my language. He's not a pussy. So, like we're gonna win if we just stay self-aware and just make good stuff. It'll all shift, even with the censorship. Ken said, why don't I run for public office or president? I have a huge following. I would never run for office, and I mean, people can do this, but I would study. Like I don't half-ass anything. So if I wanted to run for public office, I would start studying law. I would start studying policy. I would start studying, how it works and how it operates to really master it. Like, have the knowledge of somebody like Rand Paul or Thomas Massey. So if I was interested in that, I'm not. I would I wouldn't just say, "Oh, I'm famous. Oh, I'm popular. Oh, I'm gonna run." I would study. I don't want to run for politics. I don't like politics, and I appreciate that people think I'm good, but to me, like the whole world is not politics. I don't think it's the most important thing. It's definitely important. It's definitely means something, but I don't know. I feel like people are trying to downplay what I'm doing and what I have plans to do, and just say like, oh, if you don't run for office, you're not doing anything. And it's like people don't realize. I mean, this might not be everybody's favorite documentary, but I think it made a valid point. But the documentary is called "The Sodomite Deception" by Pastor Anderson, and it's been banned everywhere. I mean, actually, I think it's still on YouTube, but Pastor Anderson's been banned everywhere because he's kind of wild. But anyway, it's a documentary, and it talks about sodomy and gay laws in America over time. Like I said, a lot of people will find it very offensive and very hateful. I found it very informative because they kind of went through how in America it was not always legal to be gay, and then it became legal, and then it became less of an offense, and then at a certain point, then it became this, then it became this, then all the states did it, then they got married, and now Lil Nas X is pretending to have a baby and having sex with the devil. So there's a propelling thing of like, okay, it went from here. Anyway, it's a very controversial documentary that I probably shouldn't have even brought up, but one part stuck to me in it. The reason I brought it up, he explained how gay marriage became a popular stance in America because of television. A lot of people did not support it until shows like Will and Grace came around, and they kind of showed how that was opening the idea up to the whole world, right? Oh, dude, that's just like the guy from Will and Grace. Oh, I want a neighbor like that. So the point I'm getting to is like media in some cases is more popular than politics. Obama used to be against gay marriage. Hillary Clinton used to be against gay marriage. Most Democrats used to be against gay marriage. And now the Democrats and the Republicans in most areas are for gay marriage. Is that because someone ran for office? Did they look at them and say, oh, your show's good, but you should run for office? You're not doing enough. You should run for office. No, it's because media controls politics. If you can control someone's mind and public perception, you could change the perception of humankind and get people to demand that from their politics. So, on one hand, could I run for office? Sure. But when people say it to me, I don't mind it. I think it's a compliment. People like me. But I think people downplay what I'm doing and what others are doing, say, oh, you got to run for office. That's a progression. It's actually transgression. You could do it. You can change the culture and do media and run for office, but I don't want it. And I don't think it's honestly the most important thing because the media and social media changes people's perception. It moves the Overton window, and then politics follow. Donald Trump and the Republican Party of 2020 is more pro LGBT than liberals were 15 years ago. Why is that? Is that because politicians just all of a sudden thought of it? No, I don't think Obama and Hillary just realized, oh, I love gay marriage. I think politicians just sometimes go which way the wind blows, right? If the people want the gays, we'll do the gay thing. If the people don't want the gay thing, we won't do the gay thing. If people want this, we'll do, they just kind of put on an act. Joe Biden is not the same person he was 15 years ago. Chuck Schumer's not the same person he was 15 years ago. Oh, the wall is great. Oh, it's racist. But they're like professional liars. They're professional salesmen. They sit with the lobbyists a lot of times. The lobbyists and the big money, the big interests, the corporations, the billionaires, they pay off these politicians like Trump and Biden and Chuck Schumer and Pelosi and McConnell. And then they go in front of you. They're like professional puppets, and they go in front of you and fight. And you think that these people care about you, and you don't even realize that there's big corporations like Big Pharma controlling Trump and Biden. You think Trump's selling vaccines because he wants to? He doesn't even believe in them. He does, he's been against them, or at least he's been skeptical, not against them, but he's been skeptical that he doesn't care because he was bought off just like Biden was bought off. And he was, surrounded by powerful people, and they swallowed him up. And now Trump's a professional clown like Joe Biden is. They're not the ones making policy or decisions. You think Trump knows a lot about vaccines? No, he's a professional puppet now. But the point I'm getting is that's politics. You guys think, oh, you should run. Yeah, someone should run. It's great when people run and are better people. But the most powerful thing in this equation, it would be like, climate change and ignoring the sun like liberals do. Oh, climate change. You're not even talking about the sun in this equation. The sun is the most powerful thing in this equation. Yeah, you could do whatever you want here, but the sun ultimately will decide over time. It could shoot a solar flare and throw us all out. They don't even think about that. With this, the media in this equation would be like the sun. The media controls politics. The media controls culture. The media controls your children. The media controls how people think. It controls the jokes you make. It controls, the different nuances and stuff you have. So that's the most powerful thing. And that's why liberals win. They've controlled the education system, the media. Doesn't matter if you run for politics. Someone said Trump's not a puppet. For sure he is. Why do you think he took $1 million from Pfizer for his inauguration? Why do you think he took $2.5 million from Big Pharma in 2020 and was the number 2 most lobbied person besides Joe Biden? You think he took that money for free? Why do you think he's on a never-ending sales tour? You think he's selling this product for free? No, he got money just like everyone did. But you don't want to think that because you have an emotional attachment to one of the puppets. That's why it's the most successful puppet show ever. It's been running for over 100 years now. You have a deep connection to this puppet, and you think he's not a puppet. So that's why the American people lose, because they just get 2 people, and people hate Trump, and then they love Trump, and then people vote for Biden, and they defend Trump, and the people are laughing hysterically who are paying both of them off to do their to do their dirty work, And these people will flip-flop in the wind whenever it's convenient, Oh, yeah, I used to care about, vaccine injuries, but now I'm the biggest vaccine salesman. And I don't talk about vaccine injuries because Trump got millions of dollars from the vaccine injury. So it's not in his best interest to talk about the PrEP Act or the National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act. So he doesn't talk about it. When he wasn't a politician, he used to talk about stuff like that. Why? Because he wasn't getting paid by Big Pharma. So he had no financial or business connection to have to do it. But now he won't do that. Why? Because he's a puppet. But you could think he's not. That's part of the trick. Most people think he's not. So you get what you want. That's why I don't get in other people's stuff, Oh, we got to do this. The left, if the right wing got their stuff right, this whole country would change overnight. Yes, the left is bad, but the left loves to look at the right, and the right loves to look at the left. Oh, I'm so good because the left's so bad. Oh, I'm so good because the right's so bad. And then everybody fights, and it's like, well, that's kind of part of the trick. But, for the record, I don't like politics. I think it's a cruel, sick world. Most people who run are usually like the type of people that probably shouldn't. But in general, it's not the only way to change the country. So if you say it to me as a compliment, I appreciate it. If you say it to me as like, oh, you're not doing enough, media and influence on social media, I believe, drives culture and drives politics. If 80% of the country didn't agree with Black Lives Matter, you wouldn't have Ronna McDaniel on Twitter, sounding like a liberal. Why does she do that? Because she thinks that most people like that, right? And what drives what people think and like? Media, movies, music, social media. This is where people are getting their information. When you hear Aaron Rodgers, right? Aaron Rodgers gets on the television. I guarantee you Aaron Rodgers learned that stuff from Joe Rogan, YouTube, podcasts, and Instagram. I guarantee you. You think he always knew that? Probably not. Aaron Rodgers probably learned what he knew from social media. And then he said it and made a bigger impact in some cases than some politicians. So politics is important, but it's not the only thing. Media controls politics. Media has the power to make a politician who supports gay marriage, hate gay marriage, or hate gay marriage support, depending how the general population feels. The same Democrats who were up for building walls and crime bills like Biden and Schumer, all of a sudden now they're crying with Muslims behind them and they just love you so much. It's like it's all one big show. And the greatest thing that ever happened was Donald Trump came and told everybody it was all a show and the media was fake. And the worst thing that ever happened was Donald Trump convinced his supporters that he wasn't part of the show. So it's like the greatest thing was he exposed it. The worst thing is people think he didn't join it, and that's where we're at. Someone said, why do they always send the poor? Isn't that a System of a Down? Why do we always send the poor? Why do we always? That's a System of a Down song. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate you. Thank you. Someone said, bro, that is not conclusive. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm sure it's not. Someone said fascism and socialism are the same government system. It started 500 years ago. I think they're different personally. I think fascism and socialism are different, but anytime someone gets, total power, it can be an issue. Like in socialism, they don't believe in religion, they don't believe in private property, yet they believe in government control of everything and they're going to split it up between the workers. It's not how it works. So when the government takes too much power, that can be abused. But our system is also abusive. I think our democracy is not like it's corrupt in its own way where, you know, when you have a dictator, you're like, okay, that's the guy that's doing it. You could centralize the power and single it out, where when you have democracy, it's so spread out, it's hard to point to. So I feel like there's obviously cons to our system because it's like not a real democracy or whatever, but definitely fascism and socialism can probably fail for similar reasons. But I think ideologically, usually fascists tend to be like, have a different moral agenda than a socialist and a communist. But what do I know? Someone said international socialism is communism and national socialism is fascism. I think that's a more accurate comment, honestly. But like I said, what do I know? They could fail for the similar reasons, but I think they're slightly different in what they're going for. But I always wonder if they're really going for what they say. Like, are communists really trying to spread the love, or are they just purposely stealing the power? It's hard to tell. There are different leaders with different ideas. Am I familiar with Trevor Loudon's new movie? No, I'm not. I read the Communist Manifesto and I didn't think it sounded like, because you guys know me, I'm pretty fair. When I went into the Communist Manifesto, I was thinking this is gonna be decent, but I'm gonna be able to figure out why it's naive. That was my thought before I read the Communist Manifesto. I was expecting it to be better, and not because I thought it would be great. I'm just a nice guy, and I'm like, this is a popular text. I can figure out why. It's actually not. When I read the Communist Manifesto last year, I was like, oh, this doesn't even read like they're trying to help the workers. Like, and you know me, I'm not like someone that's so far right wing that I'm like, oh, I'm going to hate this and just make fun of it. No, I'm going to literally read it and I'm going to be honest about it. If I like it, I'll tell you. If I hate it, I'll tell you. It reads like somebody that's trying to steal your power. So everybody on the right wing, they always told me, oh, communism is a good idea, but it doesn't work. It's not a good idea. It's a terrible idea. The book sucks. Karl Marx is an idiot. And either he's purposefully doing this or he's literally dumb. Like, it doesn't read like, oh, the workers are going to get it. He's talking about the consolidation of power, the control over the media, the centralization of banking. Like, he's not even hiding it. He's like, yeah, we're going to take all of this. And then like workers or whatever. I'm like, it reminds me of Trump when he sells the vaccine. He's like, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson and Johnson. I did it. I saved the whole world. It's great, but like freedom or whatever. Like, he sells it for 3 minutes and says like freedom or whatever. That's how Karl Marx sounded to me, or Frederick Engels, whoever wrote it. I think both of them. He's just like, oh yeah, we're gonna take all the power, and nobody's gonna have private property. Religion sucks and morality, whatever. But workers or whatever. Like, it's it was the same sort of thing where I'm reading it. I'm like, it was worse than I thought, and I didn't think it would be good, but I thought it would be a system that was naive. It didn't read like a system that was naive. It read like a guy who knew how to steal everything. Like, I was like, oh, did this guy really want to give it to the workers, or was he just like, yeah, workers or whatever, but like just give me like everything and like I'll give it back. Like, that's more how it reads to me. Have I ever listened to Suicidal Tendencies? No, I haven't, Mark. They're like a rock group, right? A metal group or something. I haven't really listened to them. Can I see the Communist Manifesto book I have? I don't know where it is. Somewhere on my bookshelf. It's a red one. It's on Amazon. It's like cheap. How much we got? All right, 220. Someone said my Trump impression. It's okay. People are fighting on Facebook over Trump and DeSantis. I did this. I made this happen. Mark said you need to. You'd relate on so many fronts. I'll check it out. I know they're like a legendary band. I just haven't really watched it. All right, I'm probably gonna take off, guys. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna enjoy my Thanksgiving. I enjoy myself here. I appreciate you guys. And once again, real quick before I leave, I wanted to say there's a 20% off sale. It's a real sale. It's not a fake one, or like I jacked up the prices just to lower them. It's a real sale on dreamrare.com. If you wanted one for Christmas, hoodie, long sleeve, all that stuff, a hat, now would be the time to get the cheapest prices, no doubt. And everything but the Dream Rare hoodies are in. The Dream Rare hoodies should be in this week. They'll ship out. Everything will ship out way before Christmas, but everything else is in, so it should be super, super fast. The Dream Rare one, I'm gonna say it's gonna be the nicest one. It's gonna have embroidery. It's gonna be sick. It's just to get anything done really nice and properly in America with made in the USA stuff. It's not cheap and it's not quick, unfortunately, right now. And I could see it, and this is not related to it because these are shipping from other places, but you could see it in the waters, all of the cargo ships. Like, it's just like never ending, and it's not good. I'm just like, can we get the port moving? And this is not for the goods I'm using. We have other problems in America, but I'm like, dude, we got to get these ships down. But appreciate y'all. Have a great Black Friday. Don't hurt anybody at the store. You'll get your television, but appreciate y'all. Have a good one. And thank you once again. Thank you for supporting me. I'm very grateful on this Thanksgiving for people who share, for watch, agree and disagree. Don't get too upset with me if I make a joke, vice versa. And like I said, I think the greatest thing that I could think of, because I think family is so important. I was little, it's always, I called everybody in my family, but I can't really go back for Christmas and Thanksgiving. But I'm grateful I got to see my family so much more over the last 3 years because I have a flexible schedule. Nobody in my family can really finesse it like that. So I've got to see, a lot of people in my family for a lot longer over the last 2 to 3 years than I normally would if I had a job. They wouldn't let me off at all. So I've been able to spend months or weeks, and I don't have to really worry about it. So I'm going to spend a long time with them in December. Appreciate y'all for that. I'm forever grateful, and I'll be back soon. Have a beautiful Black Friday. Like I said, don't hurt anybody. Don't get hurt out there. It's a wild event from what I've seen on Twitter.